Philadelphia. I'm Bruce Buffer. It's time for the Anthony Gargano Show.
Welcome in live from the Xfinity studio. I am not Anthony Gargano, as you can already tell by the voice, but I am Jamie Lynch, joined by Violations Greg here in the Xfinity studio. And of course, the Anthony Gargano Show is brought to you by our friends at the Bet Parks right there off Street Road in Bensalem. Great casino, great Excite Center, great food, and of course, the Bet Parks Sportsbook and online casino app. Lot going on this weekend. Football is back. At least some form of football was back this weekend. A lot to talk to about the Eagles' performance over the weekend. The Phillies are red hot. LeBron launches a golf channel. Lots going on out there in the Philadelphia sports world. But we're going to start with the Eagles because Saturday night down in Baltimore, and EJ Smith is going to join us coming up at 10 o'clock, who was in the house at M&T Bank Stadium to watch that putrid performance. Do I care? Absolutely not. Would I have liked to seen a little bit better performance? Absolutely. Am I going to get worked up about preseason football? No, because just having it back on the TV was great. None of the starters really played except for a select few. Some interesting news and notes from people that maybe did play, didn't play, like Marcus Epps does not play. Probably speaks well to his opportunity to start the team this year. Jahad Campbell does play, and he is going to be a starter. So is that just kind of knocking the rust off after the injury last year? A new Sean Mannion offense, and it was putrid. But that's to be expected when you have a new offense getting installed, when you run a vanilla playbook where you don't want to show anything and the starters aren't playing. But man, did it look bad. Shout out to everybody in the chat in here this morning. Please hit that thumbs up button for us to get us started today. It does us well. And we already have a super chat right off of the bat today. And Julia, can you pull that up? It is Scott Galupo says, Bohm has a super weekend and Cuz is so shocked that he has to take Monday off. Yes, we will get to Alec Bohm today, who was on an absolute heater. But the Eagles are back, and it's a big week ahead. It's going to be A.J. Brown's circus week, joint practices with the Patriots, which the Eagles have told you means more to them than any preseason game. So Wednesday and Thursday up in Foxborough are going to be big days for the Eagles offense. If, the Patriots are a top half of the league defense, if the offense struggles and Jalen Hurts and the offense give you something similar to what they gave you on Saturday, maybe you can start to worry a little bit more. But until then, I'm not really going to fret Andy Dalton and Tanner McKee going out there and looking subpar on Saturday. But it's a big week for the Eagles coming up. Obviously, the A.J. Brown situation is going to be an interesting one. He's going to be going up against Quinyon Mitchell in practice, so that's going to be fun to watch. And all the circus and drama from that situation will be it'll be there. It'll exist. Do I care about it? Absolutely not. I think, and we're going to get into the Jay Glazer report from the weekend. I think the thing I'm noticing about A.J. Brown is and we hear whispers, whether it be from Anthony or Bo and EJ, about like how bad it was last year. I think my takeaway from hearing some of the reports from Jay Glazer and others is it was probably worse than we all realized. It was a real drain on last season, and there seems to be a new air in the building, a refreshed attitude and feeling with this Eagles team that he's gone. He's a distraction. I mean, you've heard comments from Jordan Mailata and Lane Johnson. Jalen Hurts will never tell you anything, but reporters from out of town, coaching staff, I think A.J. Brown really dragged that locker room down last year. And not in I guess it's malicious, but not in like a malicious way, but in like the vibes were just off. The air was weird down there. And I don't think, looking back on it now, with hindsight being 2020, they really had any chance at success last year. You couple that with a Kevin Patullo and an inept offense, and then you have A.J. Brown sucking the air out of every room he's in with the weirdness between him and Hurts. Will we find out the real situation there? Probably not. Who knows? But looking back on last year, VG, I think it's now that we're removed from the A.J. Brown situation and you start to hear some of these quotes, I don't think they had any.
It wasn't fun.
I don't think they had any chance at success.
There was a lot of tension. A lot of tension in building. And, I mean, we've heard rumblings like their players had sides.
Yes.
AJ seemed to have a lot of players liking him. Little change in demeanor sometimes with the quarterback. But, of course, that happens when you have, like, some dude hates you. And you got to work with them.
Yeah.
I mean, we've been on teams or we've worked with people that we don't like, but someone's openly like, I need out.
Yeah.
Sucks.
What were your observations from the game on Saturday? Because
I was locked in.
I was splitting time between Phillies and Eagles. Most of the time was spent on the Eagles, but I felt like I was listening and watching. It was like Charlie Brown's teacher.
Yeah.
It was like, meh, 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 meh. That was like what my eyeballs saw. Like I was watching a football game.
Scotty Graham.
And I was like taking news and notes, and I was like, oh, Jahad Campbell's starting. Yeah, I think Scott Graham and Ross Tucker do a really do. Yeah, they do a really good job.
I agree with them.
And Ross Tucker gets the CBS glow up thanks to Tony Romo's drunk ass.
Yeah, got to drink it.
So congrats to Ross on the glow up there. Tony Romo getting hammered on a golf course and getting behind the wheel of a car really led to some promotion.
Doing stretches before it is a field test. Yeah, it's great.
But that game on Saturday, I was watching it. I was consuming it. I was like making mental notes of it. But like it meant nothing to me. It was just more like the optics of football were back, and I was happy to see it, and I didn't care about it or the results. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I mean, if you care about the results, you're a gambling degenerate, obviously. Three things stood out. I was locked in because I'm kind of with EJ and Franny. I'm a big Willie Lampkin guy.
You would be a little
Love Willie, so I was like, let's see. Willie flashed, man. He was good at
Willie's
center.
making this team.
He was good at guard. Markel Bell,
he's huge.
The two of them were opening up the right side of the line.
He's almost too tall.
Nah,
he looked good in pass pro and a couple runs.
He's a road grader.
Yeah, but like he's almost too tall.
6'9".
EJ I saw on the postgame show with Bo and Fran was like, yeah, I was like walking in the stadium behind him, and he's like, it's almost jarring how big he is.
Well, I'd like to see him and Willie Lampkin go at it.
Well, the dynamic of the two of them standing next to each other on a line is very funny.
Because when you're playing football, they're like, whoever gets lower wins, and no one's getting lower to Willie Lampkin. So you would think he would win the battle.
You would think. Time. The problem with Markel Bell is, I think at times if people go low on him,
he can't.
Like, can he physically get down to get leverage on people?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. At 6'9", it's going to be tough.
And also, Trot Jr. had himself a game, man.
So
the kid is just a football player, knows where to be, likes to hit.
I know, prep guy too.
Unfortunate, man.
His younger brother's making some.
His younger brother's supposed to be.
He's having a nice
more
camp.
Athletically talented.
But Jeremiah Trotter Jr. is a very important Eagle this year because of this. I'm kind of all over the place here, and we'll refine this and get in, but. Quinyon Mitchell and Cooper DeJean were very happy men on Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
I believe it was like 11:30 a.m. when the Devin Witherspoon contract extension got announced.
Mm-hmm.
$101 million guaranteed, 132 I think in total. Quinyon and Cooper just went cha-ching, cha-ching. Like their mind started going places financially. It had to be fun for them.
Sure.
This defense is getting expensive.
Howie's wearable.
I'm not worried. I never sweat Howie and the cat. But Zach Bohm is clearly going to be the casualty that's not on the team next year on this defense. So, therefore, Jeremiah Trotter Jr. is going to become a pretty big piece of this defense.
He can play now. I'm not worried about that.
Can Jahad Campbell?
That's the thing. He's athletic. Because
you're going to hope that Jahad is a more established piece that you can play Trotter off of.
I'll talk to EJ later because it looked a couple times Jahad struggled in coverage, sticking with people. Other than that, he had a great game. He's great against the run. He's super athletic. Just the coverage, one or two routes, I was like, oh, he's a little behind the player at that point. But Dude, Trot is that one. I don't know if you saw it. It was like the first drive. He just closed the hole at the line and just stuck the dude. He should be a starter somewhere. He may be a starter here. I don't know.
I mean, next year I think he will be. The question is, does Jahad Campbell?
The thing is, Jahad Campbell doesn't pop Trotter pop. Yeah, when you watch that game, he was all over the place. I don't know. He had
real football guy.
He had like 7 tackles in the first
first
quarter.
I think it was half. Fran was putting out some good all 22 footage from the game. I was just putting myself in Fran's shoes. He put a nice meal up that him and Francis made on Saturday.
Oh, yeah?
I think it was Sunday night. He made a ravioli, but Sunday he's in the film room grinding. And a lot of good stuff coming with Fran shortly. We have a new draft guide that's coming out that is spectacular. I've been one of the beta testers for it.
Yeah.
Oh, man, this is new and improved and
right.
awesome. And
Good.
Fran's already
Fran's
building.
work deserves state of the art.
It really does. And he's already in the film room grinding. And there he is Sunday morning breaking down the all 22 tape from the Ravens game. And he was putting out some things about the linebackers that Jahad may not have been making the plays necessarily, but he was identifying the right things.
Okay.
In a way he wasn't doing last
year.
year. So that's a good thing. You assume mentally if he's there, the rest will come.
Mm-hmm.
And especially coming off the injury and missing OTAs and team activities and all that stuff, they probably, I'm assuming, put him out there just to knock some of that rust off, to get a little under the belt there. So not worried about him, but Jeremiah Trotter Jr. is a good observation from the game. He is going to be a very important Eagle in 2027, I'm assuming, because Zach Bohm is not going to be able to probably be around.
Yeah, how old will he be at that point?
31, I want to say.
Yeah, he gets on the downside of 30.
And the Eagles historically don't really pay top of the market money to a linebacker, and you have Cooper DeJean and Quinyon Mitchell coming up.
He is the top of the market, isn't he?
Oh, yeah, I think he's second or third right
Yeah.
now, but I don't think that's going to last for 4 or 5 years. They're going to want to...
They got to get young.
Yeah, they're going to have to get young, and on the offensive side of the ball, it is a little bit of a bummer, VG.
You had Andy Dalton.
Yeah, I'm not worried about that. It's a bummer that McKee Lemon is behind.
Yes. I mean, that's going to struggle the whole training camp. Wick is going to be the number 2 guy.
Yes,
Clearly.
he didn't play on Saturday, which tells you he's going to be a starter.
Mm-hmm.
McKee Lemon, unfortunately, very behind the 8 ball here with the hamstring injury. Devontae, you know what you're getting. I think he is a number 1 wide receiver in this league, and he's going to have a big year. Not worried about him in the slightest.
Mm-hmm.
Really wanted to see something from McKee Lemon in camp, in preseason, to make you feel a little at ease. I think Bo and EJ, I've been watching so many of their shows lately. They said Dontavian Wicks, has moments where he flashes and looks great, and then he has moments where he disappears and doesn't pop at all.
I think that's who he is. I think he's an inconsistent guy.
But is that what you want out of your number 2? I was hoping Dontavian Wicks would be the number 3.
I think they have Wicks is going to be 2. I think they've got concerns there. I think
they
got no depth really.
No.
Stowers is not what they wanted. They're going
Stowers
to find
stinks.
He doesn't stink.
He stinks.
You're already.
I'm out.
Making a declaration already.
He can't block.
Well, no, he can't. Well, you knew that coming in. He's not going to learn how to block in 12 days.
Scheme the guy open.
But he's a rather thin guy, man. He looks like a wide receiver.
I'm going to stick up for Fran here a little bit. When he was picked, Fran had him as his 13th overall tight end in the draft.
Oh, my God.
And I can't get that little nugget out of my brain. Every time I watch him, I'm going, and Franny Films I trust.
Yeah.
So, and people online were like, 13, this is outrageous. And it's like, well, Fran's watched more tape on Eli Stowers than all of you combined out there on social media. So I view him through that prism, unfortunately.
I don't think he's going to be very productive this year.
No.
Because the way he looks blocking, if he's on the field, it's a pass play. There's no way they can put him out, and it could even be remotely.
And since we're in the trust tree here, comment section, should I wave to the comment section like Anthony does? Hey, chat! What do you say, chat? Since we're in the trust tree here, let me admit something. Because it was only about a month ago I recalled this happening. I had completely forgotten that Dallas Goedert was back with this team.
Really? What?
I didn't remember they re-signed him. It was just like no pulse move for
That's
me.
egregious. Because I was during the game,
I was talking to Ben. I was like, oh yeah, they did re-sign Dallas Goedert.
I was like, Quez Watkins still here, but that's understandable.
That's
Dallas
crazy.
Goedert, come on.
Quez Watkins, what are we doing? I know you need camp bodies. What are we doing? I think Les Bohm was tweeting about him. He's like, yeah, he's fast and you need camp bodies, but he's never been able to do anything with the speed.
Never.
Yeah, I completely
7 years at Quez, but you're flaking on Goddard.
I completely completely forgot they re-signed him. He can't quit the Eagles. But yeah, Eli Sauer's not great.
No. He's going to be a project.
And I saw the Eagles account tweet out the Canton, Ohio gold jacket this weekend. They're already getting it sized up for Cole Payton.
Oh, dude.
I mean, is that the highlight of the game or what?
I mean, he gave you some life. He gave you some first downs. He's on the move. He's got great legs. Good legs. We got to get Jimmy Stakes on here to see what he looks like in shorts. Got good legs in shorts.
Cole Payton looks legit. And I heard...
I mean...
For what he is,
he looks
legit.
Yeah, he made some bad throws. He had the nice throw.
I heard Bo the other day, I think it was Thursday's show, declare Cole Payton has made this team.
Yeah, I think that's...
So,
well, I mean, if they trade Tanner.
Well, here's the question that I wrote down yesterday prepping the show. Did Howie screw up by not trading Tanner McKee at his perceived height of trade value? Because there was talk out there at one point that you could have gotten... maybe as high as a third-round pick for him. Probably, realistically, it was more like a fourth.
Yeah, one of those.
You bring Andy Dalton in to be the veteran presence guy, whatever, the red rifle.
I hate him.
I'm kind of out on Andy Dalton, too. What are we doing here? Just give Tanner McKee the backup role. Like, I don't need him battling out, but it kind of feels like the Eagles may have screwed up by not trading McKee if they think Andy Dalton has a legit shot to be the backup.
I still think they're going to trade him.
McKee?
Yeah, I think they'll trade him for a 5. I don't think Andy Dalton's going to get traded. I don't think Andy Dalton's going to be the 3 here. I mean,
what are we doing?
What do you mean? What are you doing?
Andy Dalton.
Yeah, you got a career backup like Joe Flacco.
I'd rather have Joe Flacco.
Yeah, of course you would. The red rifle. I hate his nickname.
Yeah, the nickname stinks.
He looks horrible.
Yeah,
I mean,
he looks like ass.
I understand it's a new offense, but this is a guy who's been around a while.
He should be able to pick up a Sean Mannion offense pretty quickly.
A flat that's not at people's feet. Come on.
Yeah, Andy Dalton ain't it. So I'd rather just Tanner McKee get
either one of them
reps.
aren't it. So if something happens to Jalen Hurts, we're beat.
Yeah.
yeah.
Jalen Hurts.
But I mean, most teams are.
Well, yes. Yeah, absolutely. But Andy Dalton might not even be it in terms of a backup.
No, he's got.
Yeah?
Yeah, I think you'd have an easier time. I think you get more trade than Andy Dalton.
I'd rather roll with Tanner McKee.
What did Howie give up for Andy Dalton? Did he give up a 5?
I think it was just like, I think it was like a 5.
It might have been a 5.
Yeah, why would you even trade
if he could get a 4 for McKee, that would be great. You trade a 5.
Seems like you could have gotten more for him last year.
Yeah,
a 7th rounder. For
7th round? Yeah. All right, so if you get a 5 for Tanner, that's a great swap.
Yeah, but he's like a decade younger. Why wouldn't you just roll with Tanner McKee?
Because I think they know.
You
think we saw last year.
And they should have traded him before.
They loved him, apparently.
Yeah, so
I don't know what's going on.
They didn't love him that much if they're bringing in Andy Dalton.
It's a love-hate relationship.
So, I don't know. Howie, you're on watch there.
Ty Robinson, a big sack. That guy's
Vanilla Gorilla.
Yeah,
he
had a nice big sack. So, I don't know. And cornerback depth could be an issue, too. They were getting pretty torched up.
Yeah, Reek Woolen, I think, is, as Baldy calls him, the Pacific Manta.
Once you get below
their starters are legit.
Yeah, and I'm including Reek with the starters, but once you get below that, Keely Ringo. I mean, he had the interception at the end. He was having a horrible night.
How much longer is this experiment going to go on?
Yeah.
Every time that dude steps on the field, he is just getting torched.
Yeah. But we saw some good misdirection. We saw a jet sweep, stuff we haven't seen before. It was basic. It was pretty boring, but you saw things that we weren't used to seeing.
So one thing I want to ask EJ about at 10 o'clock, Sean Mannion was down on the field.
Yeah.
Apparently this week against the Patriots, he's going to go up in the booth and experiment with both scenarios.
Yeah,
do you have any sort of preference or care?
I like a guy on the field.
So do I.
Offense. Defense, I like up in the booth. I like to see everything. But offense, I like them to be able to talk to them face to face down
Vic's
there.
got to throw in his Zins up there in the booth. He needs a spitting cup. You can't have that on the side.
I think they should be able to get the temperament of the quarterback, check in.
I think they need to look the offensive lineman in the face and talk to him and see the quarterback.
Yeah,
what are you seeing from the safeties? What coverage are they doing in this situation?
Now you can say on the positive, if he's up in the booth, Nick has less influence on him. Nick can't be right in his ear yapping the whole time. He can take the headset off if he wants, if he's upstairs.
How's your Nick vibe check for the season?
He is what he is, man. He's the guy who's he's found his soapbox. Don't turn the ball over. That's the thing that makes him useful. So that's all he's going to preach. Dave Spadaro, and I know he's part of Eagles Network, but they show you Nick, and he's like, Nick he is Philadelphia. He's hardworking. He's smart. And that's what makes him so lovable by the fans of Philadelphia. And I'm thinking, what is this guy spewing right now?
Lovable.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't mind Nick.
He looks cool with the sunglasses. I like Sunglass Nick.
Yeah?
He's had them on at every interview during the training camp, and I think he looks good. He looks cool. But he is what he is. Just get out of the way. Keep everybody happy. Give us your platitudes or whatever you ChatGPT, whatever motivational stuff. Give us that and just let people do what they do.
Julia, do you have the Willie Lampkin Franny Films breakdown by chance? Because Willie Lampkin,
this is he's
going to be.
Baldy did a Lampkin breakdown.
Did he?
Oh, I got the Baldy one too. Once Lampkin reaches Baldy breakdown,
oh man,
you've made the team.
This guy is going to make the team. Roly poly Willie Lampkin. He's going to be a fan favorite. This dude is strong.
Short Kings unite.
Yeah, here's Fran's breakdown. Oh, Lampkin. I haven't heard Anthony talk about Lampkin yet. I would imagine he's...
Oh, there's no
audio.
Let me get the Baldy one with the audio.
Oh, Baldy. And we will talk to Baldy hopefully later this week.
I'm going to slag it right now.
But yeah, Willie Lampkin, he's going to be a fan favorite. A little bowling ball
to be,
out
man.
there.
He's like
Finish
a
strong.
guy. Yeah.
And it's very funny seeing him and Markel Bell next to each other.
It's funny seeing him in anyone. You know, on the field.
I think he was like an all-state wrestling.
He's like 5'10".
Yeah.
They say he's 5'11".
And I saw somebody in the comment section say Jordan Mailata has no problem making it work at 6'8".
Yeah, which is fair.
But yeah, Jordan Mailata has a wide base. Markel Bell has skinny legs.
Tiny legs. But we were talking about can they get low enough, but yeah.
Yeah.
Mailata's got. Dude, Willie Lampkin, if he's at center, this puts the whole push back in play because he's got such leverage and low center of gravity.
You want to enjoy some of these preseason games, just keep your eyes on Willie Lampkin, the center here. All right? And no matter what he does, he's just a pit bull.
He's got him locked up.
Don't take your eyes off it. Don't foul the ball. Just follow Lampkin. He's going to take you to the ball, and then he's just going to do this at the end.
Just shoves it, dude. And throws him like 3
Sunday
feet.
afternoon trash. But then he goes to right guard and does the same thing at right guard. Like he played the whole first half. And he's not a dirty player. He just doesn't hear the whistle. He just goes as long as he possibly can. He just enjoys the game. You watch him right here, working up to the second level. Here he goes. It's Lampkin time.
It's Lampkin
He likes getting up on top of his victim. Like it's a Gator session.
A Gator session?
He spent the whole year on practice squad last year. Here he is. Like a combo block to the second level. Where do you think 57 is going to go? Like, he's going to take 2 guys out. 2 guys go down. Like, sometimes it's friendly fire with Willie. He doesn't care. This is how he plays the game. Look at this. Watch him come up here. Like, he's not happy. He's really not happy until his victim gets down on the ground. One way or the other.
Baldy's the best.
It's Lampkin time.
Lampkin
That's
time.
when Willie's the happiest.
Love anything in life as much as Baldy loves going through tape of an offensive lineman. He's just not happy. Friendly fire.
This post is the most joyous person in the stadium when he has his victim on the ground.
Willie Lampkin, obviously one of the things to love from Saturday night. Let us know in the comment section what you liked, what you didn't like. Quarterback play was pretty much cheeks until Cole Payton came in. Yeah, there wasn't a ton to really like in the game. One thing I do like is the communication seemed to improve. They got plays
on time. Yeah. Not rushing around. Plenty of time to get to the line and survey the situation.
Yeah, so that's a positive. But Willie Lampkin, the big takeaway from Saturday night. Baldy's just the best. All right, don't go anywhere. On the other side, we got to talk about the red-hot Philadelphia Phillies and the Jay Glazer report from the weekend. If you are a Jalen Hurts stan, this is music to your ears, what Jay Glazer had to say from his time with the Eagles camp over the weekend. We'll be right back after a quick word from our friends. BetParx is the one and only online sportsbook and casino app that I use and endorse. Download the BetParx app and join me now. Preseason football's going on. Baseball's coming down the wire. And, of course, you got to start looking at NBA and NHL futures for the season ahead. The BetParx online sportsbook app has you covered. VG, the Phillies are in action tonight. They are scorching hot, and Chris Sanchez is on the mound. What are we looking at?
Oh, huge favorites, minus 246. You combo that with Sanchez over 8 strikeouts at 1 plus 135. And the hot bat Bohm for a home run plus 870.
Bohm is on fire in the month of August. The Phillies are scorching hot. Download the BetParx online sportsbook and casino app. You must be 21 and older and located in PA, New Jersey, Maryland, or Michigan. And if you have a gambling problem, please call 1-800-GAMBLER. Are you a weekend warrior? Maybe you tweak something, chasing your kids around the backyard. Whatever it is, you shouldn't feel that aftermath of a Saturday morning workout. Pain doesn't have to be part of the routine. And at Rothman Orthopedics, they keep every type of athlete moving. Pros, college standouts, youth athletes, and yes, us weekend warriors who make our community go. PHLY Sports trusts Rothman because several of our own hosts, like Devon Givens, have been through Rothman patient journey and came out stronger on the other side. When we need new expert care, this is where we go. Getting started is simple. Head to rothmanortho.com/PHLY and use the Fast Scheduler to connect with Rothman's VIP scheduling team. They'll match you with the right specialist for your specific injury, so there's no wasting time and guessing. Don't push through the pain. Visit rothmanortho.com/PHLY and get back to doing what you love. This is the Anthony Gargano Show live from the Xfinity Studio and presented by our friends at BetParx. All right, VG, I'm going to give you dealer's choice here. Would you like to talk about the scorching hot Philadelphia Phillies and Alec Bohm saving the season? I, for one, have never doubted Alec Bohm or complained about him ever in his tenure in Philadelphia. So I, as a staunch supporter of Bohm,
this is your day.
This is my time to shine.
Fly your flag.
Or would you like to talk about Jay Glazer absolutely glazing up Jalen Hurts and the Philadelphia Eagles?
I'm going to say.
And Philadelphia in general, I might add.
Phillies.
You want to start with the Phils?
Yes.
Yesterday may be one of those games you look at with the Phillies that saved the season. And I don't think that's being dramatic. They Field of Dreams game Thursday night. They get it started with what they're going to, if they ultimately do anything, that's how it's going to go. Kyle Schwarber kind of leading the team, home runs, yada, yada, yada. Saturday night, Edmundo Sosa and Bryson Stott busted open, put one out of control with a good starting pitching performance. Sunday looked like your classic Phillies letdown game. Andrew Painter goes out there and basically throws back-to-back cookies that get launched to the moon. And next thing you know, in the blink of an eye, they're down 5-0. But they showed fight, and they didn't give up. And Alec Bohm is 16 for his last, I think, 26 at the plate. Mm-hmm. He's on an absolute heater. Mm-hmm. Trey Turner didn't play because he fouled one off of his knee Saturday night. So with the short turnaround on Sunday, he gets the day off. And Bohm has a big home run. Luis Ariz has a big double, which the Twins got lucky on. Brian De La Cruz comes up and puts it out. And they showed something that I haven't seen in a long time. And that was kind of like the lesser players on the team stepping up and bailing out the stars. The Twins stink, in my opinion, and the AL playoff mid-off is in full swing. Mm-hmm. But I'm not taking anything away from the Phillies yesterday. The bullpen didn't let it slip away. I think yesterday was a huge momentum kind of tide turning for the season. Yeah, of course you would say. Anthony would be so mad with you right
No,
now.
He's not. This is what they do. They give you that one game every now and then against bad team. They throw up a bunch of runs. Listen, I'm not gonna take anything away from Bohm. He had a phenomenal weekend. Stott's playing out of his mind, I think, with Fangraphs WAR. Only Pete Crow Armstrong in the last month has a higher WAR.
Stott is their best offensive player consistently over probably 2 or 3 months at least.
Yeah, he's turned around, and he's so good in the field wherever he plays. He looks like he's a Gold Glover. I don't know. Apparently, 2-3 weeks ago, right before Arise got here, Kevin Long gathered them in the clubhouse to talk about their approach, talk about we're last in on-base percentage, what's going on, how do we make this work. It was a brainstorming session, and they say that they're back to themselves. They were letting pitchers dictate what was going on in an inning. They were swinging at stuff out of the zone, and Kevin Long was like, you got your plan. Wait for your pitch, be selectively aggressive, and they went from swinging at 36% of the pitches out of the zone to 29%, which is a big deal. It's a big drop. They're still down now below the league average, and they're first in baseball in on-base percentage in the month of August, I think.
Todd Zalecki put this out, and this is the staunch difference between August Phillies and what you saw. So the Phillies offense through July 31st, their batting average was 24th in baseball. Their on-base percentage was 30th in baseball. Their slugging percentage, 18th. OPS, 23rd. And runs per game, 18th. That's a bad offense. Since July 31st, in the month of August, their batting average is 4th in Major League Baseball. On-base percentage, 1st in Major League Baseball. Slugging percentage, 12th. OPS, 6th. And runs per game, they're tied for 5th.
Yeah.
Something has changed. Alec Bohm on Saturday gave some credit to Luis Arise, and he kind of called him like that Tony Gwynn effect, where like you see a great bat-to-ball player, and you start to pick up things, you get inspired by them, and it's almost like osmosis of a great bat joining this club.
Being around
had something to do with his turnaround.
Yeah,
and he gave him credit Saturday night.
Well,
and I hope something was wrong with Luis Arise yesterday, because we'll get to a bone I have to pick with Don Mattingly in a second.
Oh, boy.
But Bohm has, I don't want to say it's sustainable.
Yeah. No.
Because I've seen this before.
Why would you think it would be sustainable?
But it is nice to see him not be like, the 6th worst player in Major League Baseball.
Yeah. I guess, I think this meeting was like 3 weeks ago. So coincides right when everything's changing.
Classic. Great move by Kevin Long to do that right as Luis Arise comes to the lineup so he can claim credit for it.
But there's like several players who cited JT Realmuto as...
He stinks lately.
No, but
Julia, cover your ears. He stinks.
In the meeting, he was the one who brought up the one thing that resonated with the entire group of hitters, and he said, you got to stay aggressive to your plan. There's going to be times when, we'll have a team approach on some guy or whatever it is, but everyone's got to have their individual plan. So stick to your plan.
What's JT's plan?
Well, he's just old. He can't swing like he used to.
Well, Dombrowski.
His plan is to get younger. It's not going to work, but I mean, whatever, it's worked. But since Arise, this would drive Anthony crazy. Bryce Harper, he's got 18 walks since Arise came, which leads majors. He's got a walk rate that leads the league at 35.9%, and he's got a .510 on-base percentage, second only to Stott. But
you think
the counter is, he's your superstar. Do you want to pay him to walk? Is he your guy to walk?
I get that.
Yeah.
I have two working theories.
Yeah.
Half in jest here. One real, one in jest. Is Bryce Harper doing this out of spite to give a middle finger to Dave Dombrowski? Like, look, you give me protection in the lineup. Look what I can do.
Maybe.
And then
he's still stuck in his crawl.
Yeah. Two, more concerning one. It's his left knee, his base leg for left-handed bat.
Mm-hmm.
Is that knee hurting him a lot where he doesn't feel like he can plant and drive like he normally does?
I don't know if it's hurt him that. I mean, he's definitely dinged up.
He should be back at first base. I don't care what Alex is doing.
I agree, man.
I don't know why you're jeopardizing the next 7-8 years.
We're in the outfield for a little bit.
We've seen plenty of bad outfield play here.
Yeah, we won a World Series with Pat Burrell.
Yeah. I mean, Rhys Hoskins, Kyle Schwarber.
Rhys Hoskins used to be unbelievable.
He might have been the worst.
Couldn't track anything.
Oh, my God.
He looked so clueless out there.
Yeah, just put Schwarber in right field. Who cares?
Right. Well, yeah.
It's not like Bryce Harper can run out there right now.
Rise has definitely had an impact. I mean, he's definitely, when you see, Because this team has had, they're always the same, and you have someone who comes in with a different approach, and maybe it does like change the mentality. People see a different way of doing it.
All right, my Don Mattingly bone to pick, and we'll get to the Bob.
I love that there's all these rumors that Cora is the coach, a manager, unless they win the World Series.
We'll save my gripe for a second.
Yeah.
You brought up the Nightingale report, and if you missed it this weekend, Bob Nightingale had another report out that basically said, Alex Cora is all but the Phillies manager next year. Yeah, we expected that. Is this Scott Boras sticking it? Why does this story keep coming up? This is like the 6th time this year that we've heard the report that Alex Cora is going to be the Phillies manager. Who does this benefit? Because in this
is
short...
Nightingale a Boras guy?
Who is it?
I thought Heyman was the Boras guy.
He's got everybody.
Yeah.
Boras. But, like, who's doing this? Who does this benefit? Because, yes, Alex Cora is going to be the manager, and that's fine and well and good and all. And sure. Yeah, I want a cheater on my side.
I mean, it can't be coming from the Phillies camp.
Right? It doesn't benefit
a
them.
Duck manager.
Don Mattingly was like, I didn't even...
Unless the morale's been low because they hate Mattingly. And they're like, all right, let's put this out there. Let the guys know Mattingly's not sticking around.
My brain goes, is Bryce Harper leaking it?
Maybe. But he was gushing over Mattingly. When they got rid of Topper, he's like, it's so nice to have a guy who's been in the box, who's played.
Donnie Baseball, played the same position out of him, works at first base with him. Right. It's got to be Boras, right?
Why would Boras do it?
Because he's probably mad at the Phillies for not giving Bryce Harper more money.
But
who does this benefit? That's the only person I'm thinking of is Scott Boras.
We got to get Bob on here. I don't understand because it's not like he's not helping himself negotiate if he's already like it's a done deal. I don't think he's there. Who's Cora's manager?
Who does this benefit? Why Bob Nightingale's not just coming out and being like, "Oh, here's another report."
I think it's coming from I think he's talking to Phillies people.
But why would the Phillies put that out? They still have a chance to compete this year.
Maybe. All right, here you go. This could be how great a
chat. Let me know where this report's
coming from. This could be a great motivation. This is what Dombrowski does. He's like, well, can he be elite? So he's like, maybe the players, they like Donnie. And he says, unless they win the World Series, Donnie's gone.
Because that's very specific wording.
Barring a World Series championship.
Basically, like, okay, so you think Dombrowski.
So if you guys like Donnie baseball, you want to keep him around, you better win the World Series or else he's out of here. That's how Dombrowski, he's playing chess. He's playing chess with these guys playing chess.
When's the last time Dombrowski won a World Series?
Like 37 years ago.
Was it really?
No, I don't know.
It feels like it.
Yeah. That's a good question.
But, like, I was trying to think, like, who does this benefit? Maybe you're right. Maybe it is Dombrowski trying to play 3D chess, and it's going to backfire.
He won the executive of year 2006 and 2018 is here, right? 2006.
2006, he won the World Series, or the executive of the year?
He won the executive of the year.
That's a long time ago.
He won with the Tigers, right?
Yeah, that's been like 20-something years. All right. So the other part of the Nightingale report, and maybe this is to your point about Dombrowski, is that Dombrowski is expected to sign an extension this offseason.
Yes, with a succession plan.
Why? John Middleton apparently has said before he would give him a lifetime extension.
I don't know what they're watching.
What are they watching?
What are they looking?
Has the farm system gotten better?
No, but I mean,
have the non-mega contract free agent signings been good?
No.
Outside of Johan Duran, have the trade deadlines been good?
No. But Luzardo's a good trade.
Luzardo's a very good trade. Duran was a good trade, and Luzardo was an off-season trade.
Yeah.
So you don't even get the trade deadline credit.
No, his trade deadlines are horrible. I mean, Arise is fine.
Arise seems like it'll be good.
Yeah.
But if Ramon Marquez ends up being, something special, we'll revisit that conversation in 3 years. This lifetime contract talk, like, I feel like I'm taking crazy pills.
Eddie Ray's saying he won a ring with Boston in 2018.
Oh, yeah, he was a part of Cora's early.
There you go. He won it 8 years ago.
All right. I can deal with that.
Thanks, Eddie Wright.
Thank you, Eddie Wright. But yeah, so that's the Bob Nightingale report from this weekend. All right, to my Mattingly gripe, and this actually ties into Dombrowski because it's part of the roster construction and trade deadline. The Phillies have played either the most or the second most one-run games in baseball.
Mm-hmm.
Why do you continue removing your best bats from close games? And it happened yesterday. Luis Ariz hits the double down the line, gets immediately pulled for Derek Hill as a pinch runner. Luis Ariz, and look, there may be some, I didn't see anything after the game that he tweaked something or felt like, a muscle flare up or impingement or something. He gets pulled for Derek Hill at second base. And it's, was it a tie? They were down 1, I think, when the double happened. Because Harper would have scored to tie it, but it got a ground rule double rule.
Right.
Why are you taking perhaps your best bat out of the lineup?
He did that the other night with
He
Schwarber.
does it with Schwarber at first base all the time in tight games.
I'm not a fan of this guy.
Why are we pulling our best bats out of close games late? Like they're not going to bat again.
I don't understand a lot of what he does. It's the analytics. I don't know if it's analytics. I don't know.
Part of it is like
they're almost making me that Nightingale is going to be like, I'm going to hope that they don't win the World Series because I don't want 5 more years of Don Mattingly.
I mean, if they win the World Series, I'll bow down and give credit to Don. I'll take that trade-off. But why are we pulling our best bats?
Nothing makes sense.
It makes no sense to me whatsoever.
Ariz is slow. I guess you're trying to get that run.
He's a better runner than half the lineup.
He's pretty slow.
Derek Hill's quick, I guess.
Derek Hill's fast.
But, come on.
Ariz is...
He's also the type of guy you want up
He's
late
right
in the
after
game.
Schwarber, Bohm, and Ariz are probably your 3 slowest players.
I don't know. Harper's not moving too well these days.
He's like Flash Gordon compared to Ariz, dude.
Justin Crawford can move, though.
Yes.
He's been looking really good, too.
He's been really consistent, man. He's everything you want.
He's a big positive this year.
The last 2 months particularly.
Yeah.
If he gets you up there 280.
Don Mattingly, stop pulling your best bats out of the lineup in close games. It's driving me nuts.
He's always pulling bats.
All right, do you want to get to the Glazer report?
I guess.
Jay Glazer was in town.
Are you a Glazer fan?
Not really, no.
I don't really like, not that I'm sure he's a nice guy.
He doesn't offend me, but I'm not like a Glazer guy.
Yeah.
Are there Glazer guys out there? I guess UFC.
He's a short king too, right?
Yeah, he's a short king.
Mm-hmm.
He's a UFC meat too.
He is.
So that's why he
here.
scheduled the Eagles this weekend so he could take his meathead.
It's nice how he does it.
Yeah. Good for him. And he's got his wife with him. So
yes.
You didn't go down to the UFC fights on Saturday?
No, I did not do that. I was watching.
I have a
question.
question.
Watching a football game.
Was that the biggest sausage party the Wells Fargo Center has ever seen? It has to be.
You know,
right? Or no, the Xfinity Mobile Arena. Excuse me.
Yeah,
it has to be the biggest sausage party.
Yeah, or the ladies don't come out to the show.
I saw a fight on the concourse, and I saw one lady amongst like 200 men, and somebody did the video of the men's room line versus the women's. There was nobody in the women's.
So bigger sausage party.
It had to be
Rush concert or UFC.
I've never been to a Rush show. I don't know what.
Oh, they're the same thing. The same bathroom line. There's no women at the lines for a Rush.
Rush doesn't get the ladies going.
No,
Julia, you don't want to run the Rush.
No, dude.
There has to be more women at Rush.
You think? I don't know, because there's eye candy at least at UFC to look at.
I would put
gladiators.
All right, if I set the over under at
gladiators or old Canadians playing progressive rock music,
211 women in the arena on Saturday.
200 out of 18,000.
Over or under? Got to be an under, right?
Nah, it's got to be over. Are we including workers?
No.
Oh.
Oh, yeah, the wing bowl. But no, there was a lot of wingettes and strippers, Larry.
Yeah.
I think Saturday might have been the biggest sausage
party. All right, I'll give you that.
In the history of the arena.
I'll give you. Who said Eddie Race's Glazer's 4'11".
Yeah, so congrats to all the meats that enjoyed Saturday Night Sausage Fest down there, but not my cup of tea, but to each their own.
Yeah, a bunch of celebrities in town. Mark Wahlberg.
Bo Allen was with Patty the Batty eating cheesesteaks ringside. Bo Allen looked like he was having a great time. I would go to one. Who? Bill's more wrestling than UFC.
Yeah.
I don't know if he would do UFC or not. Would you go?
No.
If you were given free tickets? I'm not asking you.
It's not my thing. Yeah, no.
I would go for the experience, but I have no interest.
I prefer the WWE stuff.
That doesn't interest me at all.
There's
you and Hicks, our buddy on a text chain I'm on. It's just
there's few things as good as like a Monday Night Raw live, dude. It's such a great show. It is so much fun.
I tried once in high school because it was the height of Steve Austin and The Rock mania, and all the cafeteria would be talking about it.
Yeah.
And I was just sitting there this is Greek to me, so I gave it a chance. I think I made it like 7 minutes, and I was like, I'm out. This is not my.
Jay
league.
Friel says it's best to watch UFC on TV.
Okay,
I can see that.
I guess. If you're up high,
I wouldn't want to watch a boxing match up high in a big arena. I'm a huge boxing fan.
I've gone to small fights, and those are great. But again, I'm not going to the Xfinity Mobile Arena to watch a huge fight where I'm like, I need binoculars to see.
Yeah, Peter Tom Willis in the chat says he was at a party this week and he met a Rush guy. And the Rush guy explained the dynamics of their albums. And Peter Tom Willis said he had me cornered for a solid 30 minutes.
I didn't know Rush was like a real sausage fest.
Dude, yeah.
Really? What?
The
what
lady,
about,
like, in my other music job, my boss, she went to the Rush show in Madison Square Garden, and she showed me a picture. She's like, this ladies' room, there's nobody here, and the line for the dudes is like hundreds deep in every restroom.
Wow. You learn something new every day. I did not know Rush was for the dudes. Shout out Mickey Durkin. See Mickey in the chat. Good to see you, Mickey. Yes. All right. So let's get to the Glaze report.
Patio Furniture 5. Now listen,
Patio Furniture.
You can chime in on this, Julia. He says a Shane Gillis show probably also has a lot of dudes.
Like the 2% of women there.
Yeah.
2% of women?
I don't know if the actual stats.
Yeah, but
felt
minimal.
Like, it felt like it. Yeah.
Wow.
Like
I bet there was more women at that than a
that's at a
UFC
football
fight.
stadium, so there has to be
percentage-wise.
wise.
Well, Shane's done Xfinity Mobile. There's got to be more women at a Shane show than a UFC fight. Has to.
I don't know.
I feel like it was me.
I set the line at 211 women. There had to be more than that at Shane Gillis.
Only just because of the capacity.
Yeah, because it's 60,000.
But if you did
but
ratio
if
to ratio,
you went to the Xfinity Mobile show, there was probably 1,000 women there.
I don't know. We'll look at the numbers.
I would love to see the demographic breakdown of Saturday night's fight at Xfinity Mobile. Man, bunch of meats. All right, so Jay Glazer's obviously in town because of USC. He paired it up well. Does a little food tour with his wife, VG.
Oh, yeah.
And wouldn't shut up on Twitter about how great the Philadelphia food scene is.
Oh.
Says it's the most underrated food city in America. He went to Zahav on...
Yes, he did.
Friday or Saturday night.
Anthony Bourdain.
Yeah, and then he got the VIP Angelo's experience yesterday.
Special room.
He got the special room. He didn't get the Danny treatment though.
No.
And he didn't even get Jared. He got
who did
somebody else.
I saw the name. I was like,
I don't know.
Heard it.
No disrespect to that guy.
A video of like a guy just shredding some cheese.
Yeah, look at his. And then he took a picture of like his pizza upstairs, just like salivating, and then his wife opening a cheesesteak.
And like he's just walking around the kitchen. He's
Angelo's
on Twitter.
great.
He's just walking around the kitchen. It's a tight kitchen. Just get out of the way.
Yeah, get out of there.
You're not a big guy, but get out of the way.
But yeah, raving about the Philadelphia food scene. But he also had a little nugget about one Jalen Hurts that I think is very, very positive to read. Jay Glazer has, relationships all over the league and the front offices. And here's what he has to say about Jalen Hurts. Spent a couple days with the Eagles on my annual Glaze Across America NFL training camp tour. Gotta call that something else, man.
It's so cringe.
Gotta call that something else.
I don't like at my age to say that gives me the ick, but that is weird.
You gotta call that something else, bro.
Yes.
Pause. And the biggest takeaway I walked away with, the number of people at different areas of the team are raving about how much effort. I also think it's kind of lame to tag him. At Jalen Hurts has put into improving many areas on and off the field. Can't tell you how many I'm really proud of hims I got. Last year, he was at the center of issues, but they are speaking a much different tune on him so far in camp. Even guys who were previously frustrated with him were absolutely praising him for the work he's put in and concerted effort he has made. Good for him! ! It's never too late, and in this league, you always need to find ways to improve, evolve, or improve some more. It never ends if you want to be that guy. Plus, I think the offense will be much better suited to him, the offensive line, Saquon, all around. How much stock do you put into that?
Not much. I mean, the one thing that sticks out from it is the guys who were previously frustrated with him.
That's and all areas of the team.
Yeah.
Because I think that means teammates, that means coaches, that means front office.
Yeah.
Maybe it might even mean people in the building that just seem like he's a little friendlier or more outgoing.
Yeah, you heard some rumblings he was a little more aloof and like just off just off by himself a lot. And that probably maybe had to do with the AJ situation. And when that's gone, maybe he's back to being normal.
I think that's 50-60% of the AJ situation.
Some people were assuming, he got paid, he's got a little attitude around other guys. But
I think it's twofold. I think one, you win the Super Bowl, it's human nature to, I guess, get a little cocky, a little big in your britches, whatever you want to call it. I think that's just human nature and natural and something that would happen to most people. Two, I think more importantly, I think the A.J. Brown situation probably had him a little screwed up between the ears, because as stoic and as cliche driven as he can be at the podium and in front of a mic, behind the scenes is a totally different thing. And if he was godfather to AJ's daughter. Mm-hmm. If a previous best friend of yours and you are breaking up and your teammates and have to work with them, that's going to weigh on anybody. Yeah. So I think that situation probably screwed him up between the ears a little bit more so than being cocky after winning a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
But I think the two of them combined,
and I think just
led to what it was.
Just figured I just keep to myself, go in, do my work, get out of here. Yeah. I don't want to deal with any of the drama. Could come off to some players as he's a little full of himself. He's not interacting with us, but I think you're seeing him back to normal now.
Yeah, and Patio Furniture makes a good point. He says Glazer is boys with Lane. Yes, I believe Lane. He trains a lot of these guys at his meathead gym out in California, the UFC fighting and grappling and all that. But regardless, very good to hear from many areas of the team. Love hearing that, because it's in the best interest of everyone that Jalen Hurts is here for a long time.
Rich Magazine's like, Glaze Across America is insane.
It's wild. You got to rebrand that.
You could just Glazer Across America.
Yeah, Glazer Across America.
He's married, right? You said he's married?
His wife
should have definitely been like, that's someone should have stopped that.
Yeah.
Somebody needed to check that.
It's bad.
Yeah, or needs to. It just happened this weekend again. Like, just stop.
It's not too late. I mean, he puts out in his tweet, it's not too late for Jalen Hurts to change Glaze Across America, Jay. I can't even say it with a straight face.
No, I hate hearing you say it. Like,
it
weirds me out.
Ugh. Yeah.
And you're right, tagging Jalen in it.
Right, the tagging the player is so lame.
Yeah, look, I mentioned your buddy.
I'm giving you your love and your flowers. Yeah. I love you, Jalen.
Remember me.
Yeah, tagging him lame. What, does he think Jalen's going to retweet that?
We have like leprechaun voice when we do. Yeah, remember me. Remember me, Jalen.
Yeah, but like, what are you tagging the player?
Down here, it's me.
See, I'm supporting you. I'm one of the guys. I throw a party at the pool with the other coaches. Like, and
he does do that.
Yeah, he's the NFL.
And he always takes pictures of guys who are trying to relax, have some drinks.
So he was at the heart.
Drives me nuts.
Because he was having the pool party at the owners' meetings while Diana Rossini was off with Vrabel and one or two others.
Yeah.
So Vrabel wasn't at Glazer's party. And it was part of the whole dynamic.
Yeah.
And like, those guys are all getting, and he picks up the tab. So it became a conversation online of like, does this blur the lines of being a journalist if you're like buying the drinks and whatnot? And it's like, well, whatever. I mean, he's cultivating information.
If you're inviting everyone there, like, you want to go to a party, like you're a national figure. You go to a party the guy invites you to, and then you got to be in his social media while you're drinking.
I'd be like, yo, dude, I'll hang out with you at the pool.
Like, I'm not ready
thanks
to
for the cocktail, but chill out with putting that video.
That was Sean Payton. Here he is. Look up there. Hey, Sean.
Oh, what are you drinking there? Is that a Cosmo?
Right. Yes, he does do that.
Yeah, it's weird.
Cringy.
It's weird.
Yeah.
Talk about glazing.
Right.
Jeez. Andy Reid is the one guy you never see in any of those. I know he doesn't drink because he's like morbid and all that, but like, I understand, networking and all that with your fellow coaches. I would have no interest in being at Glazer's party. Mm-hmm. Like, I just like want to grab because I know like Sirianni and Stefanski are like buddies.
Yeah.
I'd just be like, yo, Kev, you want to go to a bar somewhere and like grab a burger and a couple beers?
I don't know why he's convinced these guys that this is where it needs to be.
It's so weird to me.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's my little tangent on the NFL coaching means. All right, on the other side, E.J. Smith, and VG's jingle's probably going to be in the head for the rest of my damn day here. But EJ had a story up. He was down in Baltimore on Saturday. He joined Fran and Bo on the Eagles post-game show. We'll talk to him next about his observations from the weekend and if Willie Lampkin really is Gator. What did Baldy say? Gator?
Pitbull, Gator. Just calling them all everything.
If he's Lampkined up. We'll talk to EJ Smith coming up next. Don't go anywhere.
Hey, if you've been waiting for the right time to upgrade your home, this is it. Ashley's Labor Day sale is happening right now with some of the lowest prices of the season. You'll find hot buys for every room starting at just $4.99, plus find savings up to $1,000 store-wide, and with 0% interest for 60 months, and buy now, pay later financing. How about that? It's never been easier to bring your home the furniture you've been eyeing. Don't wait. Shop Ashley's Labor Day sale in-store or online, or take advantage of these incredible savings while they last. For the past 30 years, Golden Nugget Jewelers has operated out of the very same location in the heart of Philadelphia. Customers from across Pennsylvania, New Jersey, even Baltimore, New York City have come to Golden Nugget Jewelers to find that perfect engagement ring, wedding band, or gift. Their staff is highly trained and dedicated to providing a personalized experience. I've gone there a couple of times. I had to replace a diamond in a ring. I had to get a necklace. They're not pushy. The staff is super informative. It's just a great shopping experience. They have a vast selection of engagement rings and wedding bands, along with high-end watches, fashion jewelry, sparkling diamond necklaces, bracelets, earrings, and everything else you could think of. You receive a final cleaning and written appraisal with every engagement ring purchase. And Golden Nugget Jewelers, they're family-owned. They've been operating since 1987, right there on Chestnut Street at 8th in downtown Philadelphia. You deserve an expert, and you deserve the best price. Golden Nugget Jeweler, where Philly gets engaged. Visit goldennuggetjewelry.com. Hey, if you've been waiting for the right time to upgrade your home, this is it. Ashley's Labor Day sale is happening right now with some of the lowest prices of the season. You'll find hot buys for every room starting at just $4.99, plus find savings up to $1,000 store-wide, and with 0% interest for 60 months, and buy now, pay later financing. How about that? It's never been easier to bring your home the furniture you've been eyeing. Don't wait. Shop Ashley's Labor Day sale in-store or online, or take advantage of these incredible savings while they last.
Jamie Lynch and Violations Greg. Does he ever call you Greg Caputo, or is it always Violations
Say it
Greg?
every now and then. He just says VG.
What do you
mostly.
prefer? VG?
Yeah.
Are you Caputo? Italian?
Caputo's fine. I mean, I can be Italian around you.
Yeah.
You respect my
Yeah. I respect your bloodlines.
My grandfather from
Yeah.
the area of the Gargano, Vico del Gargano, get on a ship over here.
Real Italians love chicken parm.
Sure.
Yeah. I mean, what's not to like? By the way, had a delightful Wawa item on Saturday.
Ooh,
Friday afternoon. I was hungry on the go. Wawa. I was feeling a wrap, and I got the breaded chicken Caesar wrap, I think it was.
All right.
Delightful? Yeah, hit the spot. So good little item there from Wawa. EJ Smith is going to join us momentarily, but VG, it is rank week here at All City. And basically what's going on is each day across our 5 markets, we're ranking. We're doing top 5 lists. And we polled you, the diehards, and if you want to become a diehard with us, I highly encourage it, because you unlock all the great writing we have here from the best journalists in town, EJ Smith and Les Bowen. You can get Fran Duffy's draft guide, which is worth the price of admission alone. You got Charlie O'Connor's brilliant writing on the Flyers, Kyle Neubeck and Derek Bodner on the Sixers, Corey Seidman, my partner on the Phillies show, who's going to join us tomorrow. So you unlock all the great writing. You get an invite to our Discord, which is a lot of fun. It's great discussions going on in there constantly. A ton of great perks, discounts on memberships, and a lot more to come on that. So we polled, and we basically got over 750 votes taken from diehards and staff members, because we here at All City never want to be like, this is the top 5 list, and you must debate and argue it. So we wanted to take your guys' opinion, mesh them with our opinions, and cultivate some top 5 lists. Today is going to be the top 5 basketball players of all time. Tomorrow, the greatest quarterbacks of all time. Wednesday, the greatest athletes of all time. And then Thursday and Friday are more market specific. Those 3 are national ranks. And then Thursday is going to be the greatest Philadelphia sports villains of all time.
All right.
Friday is going to be the greatest uniforms/logos in Philadelphia.
Okay.
So looking forward to that. That's going to be coming out on social platforms later today. But it is a procured list of over 750 votes. And today is basketball. And VG, not to spoil it, I will tell you, Michael Jordan never chose to be a Sixer. LeBron James did. I bumped him up to the greatest of all time. I can be bought.
Yeah, apparently you can. I'm a man of morals and scruples and principles.
No. Michael Jordan, second greatest player of all time. Never chose to be a Sixer. That hurt you in the vote.
I think I put LeBron 3.
Oh, yeah?
I got to go local, dude.
Well, you went Wilt?
No, I went Jordan, Kobe.
LeBron?
Yeah.
Oh, where's Wilt?
Wilt's 4 or 5.
How about that? 2 of your top 5 all-time players, Philadelphia area guys.
Yeah, pretty impressive.
Overbrook Highs, Wilt Chamberlain. So that's going to be coming out later today. We'll find out how nearly 800 of us voted and ranked the greatest basketball players of all time. And stay tuned for that on our social platforms. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter. We'll be having the conversation online there today. VG and I are going to rank our top 5 Eagles of all time later in this episode, just to keep it going. But let's go to the Xfinity Mobile call-in line for E.J. Smith. And this is Inside the Nest, sponsored by our friends at Rita's Water Ice. Head over there and get that Shirley Temple flavored Rita's flavor for a limited time. I got my oldest EJ Skyler loves a Shirley Temple when we go out to eat. I drank them as a kid. I have a really hard time saying no to her. I don't even know if she's aware that the Shirley Temple flavor exists at Rita's, but they're always asking to go to Rita's, so I might have to take her today to get one. Oh, we got a little mute issue there, EJ.
Do you not drink them as adults?
It's the preseason for everyone, gentlemen. It's the preseason for everyone.
I would drink it. I have no shame in order.
I've had a couple this month.
Do you call him Roy Rogers?
No,
or you call him Shirley Temple?
I for Shirley Temple.
I mean, they're delicious. Joel Embiid had a Shirley Temple problem as a young man in this league.
I mean, who among us, right?
Yeah, those in glass houses.
Rita's is excellent, though. I had it last week. Highly recommend. Highly recommend.
EJ, you before we get into some football stuff, we were talking about Rush. You're a music guy. Are you a fan of Rush?
I don't get too much into the math rock genre. So, and I put Rush firmly into that. So I don't dislike Rush, but I played in a high school band, and when we started doing different time signatures, I was out. I was like, this is too complicated for me.
Yeah. It's too complicated for me to listen to. I don't enjoy it with all that off timing signature stuff or whatever.
Yeah, I can appreciate the art behind it, but it's not something that I seek out very much, if I'm being honest.
All right, EJ, before we get to the heavy of Saturday night down in Baltimore where you were, one more question for you. Was the UFC fight in town Saturday at the Xfinity Mobile Arena the biggest sausage fest the stadium has ever seen?
Probably. I mean, when you brought it up, I was like, man, I hope he doesn't ask me to have any. Yeah. I mean, listen, what you're into, but yeah, that's probably sure.
Nothing could beat that.
Yeah.
All right, let's get to Saturday, EJ. I told VG this earlier. I was watching, I was absorbing, but I was happy to see it back. I was happy to feel football again, but it almost meant nothing to me. I had very low expectations, and they probably went below those. What did you make of kind of the inept offense we saw? Obviously, a new Sean Mannion system, keeping it vanilla on top of it with the non-starters who did the majority of offense in camp. What was your big takeaway from Saturday night?
Yeah, I think you said it well there. Nick Sirianni warned us before the game that in 2021 they put something on tape. It was his first year as head coach, and basically they put something on tape that they then tried to roll out during the regular season, and felt like the defense that they were going against was well prepared for it because they had shown it in the preseason. And ever since then, Nick has been incredibly cautious in the preseason with what they show. And obviously they don't prioritize these games. I think that really was my biggest takeaway. It's not something that's a new development, but yeah, just a reminder how little of a priority these games are for the Eagles, just from a health standpoint and a schematic standpoint. They are just trying to get out of the game healthy and without having shown very much about the offense. Now, with that said, like I think the conversation around the quarterbacks is a fair one to have. If you think to this point last year, Tanner McKee had just come off of a great preseason game, throwing the ball to Darius Cooper. Darius Cooper looked great. But I remember the conversation, not just among fans, but, like from having conversations with people around the team as well. The conversation was around what could Tanner McKee get you in a trade? Could he be worth a second round pick? Or maybe could you get a first for Tanner McKee? And it's crazy how different the conversation is a year later around Tanner.
So I brought this up to VG earlier. I almost think I understand why they want the presence of Andy Dalton in the building. I fully get that. But bringing him in and then making Tanner McKee and him battle for reps and opportunities here, I almost think you're shooting yourself in the foot with the value of Tanner McKee. I almost think it was a situation where you anoint him the backup and let him have it, or you traded him when his value was perceived higher 6 months ago, 8 months ago. I kind of think this is playing out in a weird move by Howie Roseman.
Yeah, I think the Cole Payton addition in the draft is kind of a good problem to have because it does sort of put you in a spot where you probably want to move on from one of Tanner McKee and Andy Dalton.
Yeah.
With Andy Dalton, they traded 7th to get him, and you think you probably could recoup that if you traded him. But again, it's a matter of like they've sort of backed themselves into a corner where they're going to have to do something unless they want to carry 4 quarterbacks on the initial 53-man roster. You could do that in today's NFL with the practice squad rules, but there's no precedent for it. Under Howie Roseman, we haven't seen it. So with Tanner, you're right. I think the way that this last 12 months has gone for him. Since that preseason opener where he had such a great game and we all felt like, this guy might be worth a second round pick, I think it's fair to say his value has diminished. I think you can overstate a preseason performance.
Sure.
Again, it's like these are bigger data points for Tanner McKee. I said this on the post-game show where, Andy Dalton has started over like 150 games in his career. Him having a bad preseason game isn't going to move the needle for anyone. They know who he is. But for Tanner, there's not a lot of tape out on him. So, a bad preseason game isn't the end all be all, but it means more for a player that has a limited exposure to the rest of the NFL. So, it's a fair question. I don't know that they'll get what they want for Tanner in a trade right now.
Yeah, so doesn't that tell you? I was going to ask you, like, what does your gut say? My gut says they get rid of Andy Dalton because why would you sell low on Tanner McKee at this point?
Yeah, I mean, and maybe if you wanted to make the argument, get something for him before he's a free agent.
Yeah.
But to me, I think they probably are going to be. It's going to be easier to get what they want for Dalton because again, it's a late round pick. It's probably a 7th that you take for Andy Dalton, and then but then you still have to pick up the pieces of like a summer for Tanner McKee where. Every time we hear from him, he's very careful in not saying anything negative about his situation. But I think you can tell, it's not hard to read between the lines here. He was the number 2 quarterback this time last year and an exciting player with the idea that he was going to continue to improve and step into a starting role somewhere across the NFL once his rookie contract was up. This has been a turbulent summer for him, coming in and out of the second team offense, running the third team offense. I think, it was clear that neither of those guys could get into a rhythm. And I wonder if the fact that they're rotating in practice contributed to that.
Yeah, how much did that start against the Commanders take the shine off McKee? It seemed like we all expected him to come out and, dazzle us a little bit, and he looked pretty ordinary.
Yeah, and again, he doesn't have a lot of data points. He doesn't have a lot of games to show. So, that Giants game a couple years ago, that's what it's like, man, imagine what this guy could look like in a really, talented offense. With the Commanders game, obviously they didn't have, the starting O-line out there. It was different context, but again, it all contributes to what we're saying here. His arrow was pointed straight up for a while, and now it feels like it has been more turbulent for him. That's kind of life in the NFL. But yeah, I think that each time we see him not look like that guy who we had seen in the preseason previously, the more he goes from being like a guy that you feel like is maybe the 28th best quarterback in the NFL to kind of your garden variety of backup quarterback. So yeah, these next couple of games will be important for Tanner McKee. You know, this time last year, the Eagles basically shut him down. They said they didn't need to see him in the preseason anymore because they didn't want to risk injury. But I think we'll see him in New England and obviously in the finale as well. And I think that he's going to have to show something if he does want to kind of make the case that he's going to be a starting quality quarterback moving forward.
So EJ, it's going to be interesting, and make sure you're following EJ on social platforms this week. Him and Bo and Lindsay will be up in New England, giving you all the behind the scenes of joint practice, which the Eagles have told you they care more about than any preseason game Wednesday and Thursday up in Foxborough. EJ, the town, I can feel it. I see it. I hear it. Fran Duffy was in love with this man first. It was his crush. Willie Lampkin is going to become a town favorite. What did you make of not only Willie Lampkin, but his counterpart on the opposite side of the height spectrum, Markel Bell, on Saturday night? Seems like the two of them had a pretty nice evening.
Yeah, they were my pick for stock up. I do the takeaways on Instagram and YouTube Shorts after each game. You can follow me at EJ Smith Reports on Instagram and at EJ Smith 94 over on Twitter for those after the game. For me, Willie Lampkin answered an important question. This is like a very interesting thing that happens with a training camp standout. Every player that has been like a training camp darling has to answer the next question eventually, which goes from they're obviously exciting young players, look what they could become. But then the question becomes like, okay, this guy's really fun to watch every day at practice, but can he, do you want him on the field in a game that actually matters? Do you want him, protecting Jalen Hurts in the fourth quarter of a regular season game? And to answer that question for Willie Lampkin, it's less about how quick his feet are and how he's so uniquely sized for an offensive lineman. It's more about, can he block a nose tackle, with the quarterback trying to go through his progression? And he answers that question consistently, I feel like. And we saw it in the preseason game. Going up against guys who are significantly bigger than him, being able to hold leverage, being able to hold the point of attack, and obviously finish blocks as well, which I think is important. That play personality that he has.
I think Baldy called him an angry gator. He's not happy until his guy's on the ground.
His victim
is on the ground.
Yeah, he's got that nastiness to him, which is important, and he has that natural leverage as well. He doesn't get moved very much. He's got those quick feet. He's got way more power than you'd expect for his size. So I thought he looked really good. I think I have him on my 53-man roster. I think he's making a really strong case for it. And then Markel Bell playing right tackle for the first time in his career. He was a left tackle at Miami. I thought he looked great too. Technique wise, he was an interesting guy to watch. He showed power, showed athleticism. He was going up against, a decent edge rushing group in Baltimore as well. Mike Green, the former second round pick, who was really a first round talent with some character issues as well. So I thought that was an important matchup for him, and he looked good in it. So both of those guys, I think it was really encouraging, and they kind of are complementary. I don't know if you noticed, Markel Bell being like the power guy, the thunder, and then Willie Lampkin being the lightning there, being able to get up on the second level and move really well at his size. So they were a fun pair to watch. I mean, really opposite ends of the spectrum, but interesting to see them work together.
Yeah, and I heard you say on the post-game show, you saw Markel Bell walking into the stadium, and you almost forget how large of a man he is.
Yeah, it's so as an NFL reporter, you get used to strong guys. You get used to Jordan Mailata, as crazy as that might sound. But it's funny because whenever you see NBA guys, you sort of you remember how tall they are. Markel Bell is like that. I mean, he's 6'9". He's like a true 6'9". He is just massive. So when he walked by me, it was funny. Jordan Davis was behind him, right? So Markel Bell walks by me. I'm like, oh my God, that guy's look at Jordan Davis, and I'm just like, what's up, Jordan?
Totally. Just look normal.
I think that really does put it in perspective how big Markel Bell is, man. It's a big dude.
Yeah. So EJ, a couple interesting things. One, I thought the play calls got in a timely fashion on Saturday. I think that was a positive to take away from it. Did you notice that? And then two, off of Sean Mannion as well, the same kind of realm here. He was down on the field on Saturday. I think word is he might go up to the booth versus the Patriots. He's going to experiment with both. Does EJ Smith have a preference on where the offensive coordinator is, and where do you think he ultimately ends up calling plays from?
Yeah, so a quick note on the calls. Tanner McKee and Andy Dalton said that it was good operation from Sean Mannion in his first time calling plays. And Tanner McKee did mention that it was quick, it was efficient. He never, flirted with that 15-second cutoff where the coach's headsets cut out for the quarterback. So
golf clap. Yeah.
It was an
Good job,
encouraging
Sean.
for those who are tired of seeing the Eagles run down the play clock. I think that the operation was good from a pre-snap process. Obviously, a couple penalties, but just from an urgency standpoint, I thought it looked good. And then, in terms of Mannion on the sideline, I think it was Ross Tucker that reported that he'll be in the booth next week. And, Mannion had hinted at that early in camp. He said he's going to try both and kind of get a feel for it. I feel like usually I'm in favor of the guy being on the sideline because there's more of a communication aspect. I think you have to have the right personality for it. Because I think, Kevin Patullo last year, sometimes you heard that the personalities on the sideline did sway things a little bit. It could kind of become a pressure cooker when you have a lot of guys. Like obviously AJ's not here, but Saquon and Devontae Smith and Jalen,
or even if Sirianni gets hot over a certain situation,
Exactly. You've got big personalities, guys who have a lot of conviction and what it should look like. Sometimes you have to be able to manage that as an offensive coordinator. Everything we know about Sean Mannion, I think he probably can manage that. So I think it would make sense for him to be on the sideline, being able to break down film with Jalen on the tablet between series. I think that is a benefit. But yeah, there is like a personality dynamic you have to keep in mind there.
Yeah, are you more worried about a Nick influence if he's on the ground next to Nick?
It's a good question. You can't rule it out, but I honestly, like, if you're in the booth, Nick on the headset's probably a menace.
He's probably more annoying on a headset than he is face to face.
Yeah, I would actually wonder if that's the case. So I feel like Nick on the headset's probably just as much of
Sean,
something.
Sean, what are you doing there, Sean? And it's just like, dude, get away from me. At least you can walk away in person.
Right? Yeah, I was gonna say
take the headset off.
A little bit. Yeah. I think Nick on the headset's probably an intense experience. So
EJ, you obviously didn't get to watch the broadcast, or maybe you went back Sunday and watched it. But Jordan Mailata was interviewed by Spuds on the sideline, and I'm curious if this is something you've heard from the guys. But he called the new offense and Sean Mannion's scheme the mad scientist, I think he called him. And he basically said to Lane Johnson he didn't know offensive line play could be this easy.
Yeah.
Is that something? Is that a vibe you're picking up on in camp and talking to the guys, that the offensive line feels as though this is less wear and tear and a little easier for them to kind of scheme with?
Yeah. So what we've heard from Mailata, he keeps calling Sean Mannion the evil genius.
Or the evil genius, not the mad genius. Yeah.
The thing with Mailata and Lane that they've both really harped on is that they get guard help in this system, in the pass game. We've seen for a long time that the Eagles will put their tackles on islands. They don't get chip help from the tight ends or the running backs. They don't get guard help from the interior. So they really are 1 versus 1 against some of the best rushers in the NFL. And this system will be different for them. They'll get more help, more inside help. There's more play action, which means that they get to be, the aggressor instead of the ones taking on edge rushers, kind of dropping into pass sets there. So, they've been relieved. And it was funny, actually. We heard from Mailata probably a week or two ago, and he said, like, I didn't know that offenses were operating this way. It's basically like they're stepping into the modern game and they're realizing, oh, there's a reason that everybody's been doing this. So I'd say the word enlightened has been coming up a lot, in conversations with people, where it feels like they are sort of, their eyes are open to the modern game and how much easier things can be. It didn't have to be as complicated as it has been for them for the last few years.
Wow. It's kind of like, look, they won with Stout in the old way, so it's not like they're talking bad about it, but it is kind of eye-opening to hear those comments as like...
It's almost like Grandpa was running.
Yeah, it almost feels like they're like kind of refreshed. It's odd.
Yeah, it's interesting because, there wasn't necessarily volatility with Scotland, but what I would say is you needed a really talented group to make that work. And it was a perfect mix, right? Where it's like, you have an incredibly talented offensive front for most of those years. And in 2024, you see the perfect version of it, where if you've got 5 guys who are Pro Bowl caliber, all pro caliber, top 5 or 10 at their position across the board, and you have a running back like Saquon Barkley and a coach, a run game coordinator, an O-line coach, and Jeff Stoutland, who can make it all work, You add Kellen Moore's play calling, all of a sudden you are cooking with gas. But I think the bar to clear in terms of talent across the board is probably a little higher than what we've seen with some of these McVay Shanahan systems. I remember hearing in the offseason some people having like curiosity, like we've just never really seen a McVay Shanahan system with such a talented offensive line, with so many resources in the O line. Like obviously they've got good fronts there,
Sure.
Angeles and San Fran, but across the board, the level of talent the Eagles have, yeah, there's a curiosity. Like, what can this run game look like? And I think that that's kind of like, that's been the message you hear from the offensive line as well, where, it's this wide zone system where they can use their athleticism and their, lateral skills to kind of, be able to clear lanes that way. But then the thing that got me really excited from hearing from Lane Johnson in the spring is they're going to switch to gap scheme by the end of the game. They're going to try to wear teams down, and for those who don't understand, like, early game, you're using your athleticism, you're getting sideline to sideline, but that's to tire the defense out. In the second half, if you have a lead, you're trying to protect the lead. Now you're going right at them. You're going point of attack. You're trying to dislodge them from the line of scrimmage. And that's kind of, that's the best versions of Eagles offenses we've seen. That's always been what they're about. So, yeah, I think they're excited, and I think there's reason to be excited about what it's going to look like.
EJ, you talk about like this is the most talent like we've seen on this kind of a system. And it makes me wonder, like, and everyone's saying it's easier to block. So does this kind of system lend itself so if there's injuries, you go further down the depth chart, it's a little easier for those second guys to be effective? And if so, was Stoutland like and his system part of the reason why the backup guys in the running game struggled last year?
Yeah, I mean, Stoutland was so good at getting the backups ready to play. So I don't know if I would put it on him. I just think the run game last year, it wasn't just one thing, like that was what everybody would tell you. And when we would go through the film with Fran, it was so like inconsistent. It was never just like, okay, like, Landon Dickerson is just not healthy. That's the reason they can't run. It's never just Cam Jurgens. It's never just Tyler Steen. It was never just Saquon. It's kind of just hard to pin it down. But in general, I think that the tackle play, especially, like the tackle position is not quite as premium in a McVay Shanahan system as it is for the Eagles in their recent history. I don't think that means that like those guys are going to be irrelevant. You've seen great systems with, you think Trent Williams in the 49ers system, you can use an elite tackle. But if you told me that they had to get by with Markel Bell playing a few games, I feel okay about that this year. I feel okay for the system's ability to insulate. Just thinking about that, they're going to need to address tight end because Markel Bell and Eli Stowers next to each other.
Oof.
Yeah, I've got some concerns about that. But
well, I wanted to ask you, like, obviously we knew he wasn't a good blocker, but when you watch the tape, there are people on social media just saying that you can question his urge or his
desire,
his willingness to actually go and block, and not just technique. Did you see anything saying, maybe he's not a willing blocker?
Yeah, it's always tough. What I would say is he doesn't look like George Kittle, or he doesn't look like one of those guys who is just dying to just stick his face in the fan, is always the football expression, right? But he's a smaller guy. He's a former quarterback. I think the Stowers tape is tough because you could attribute a lot of things. I've seen people saying, "Oh, that holding penalty is not a holding call in the regular season." I disagree with that. I think that was a pretty clear hold. He's not going 100 miles an hour into some of these blocks, and maybe it's because he's got a smaller frame, he's new to the position, but to say he's a work in progress as a blocker, I think is the most generous way I can put it.
Oh man,
I don't think you're going to trust him at the point of attack in a regular season game. We mentioned that like with the Willie Lampkin thing, right? Where it's like you got to kind of pass the tests. Like with Eli Stowers, like I don't think he's on the field very much for the Eagles on early downs right now. I don't think he's going to be active on game day with where he's at right now.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, there's a comment, and I can't get Fran Duffy's rank of him out of my head because I, as a non-football guy that pretends to be a football guy, I outsource my knowledge to Fran Duffy. And he had him 13th on the board. And the comment in the section says, Stowers looks like an undrafted free agent right now. It certainly feels like an early reach for the Eagles, but I guess you got to be patient and give him time.
Yeah, the thing is that he was never supposed to be that guy in the run game. The thing that has been missing has been the dynamic route running and separation ability. And maybe as he adjusts to the speed of the game, we see more of that. I can tell you, like when we saw him at rookie camp back in the spring, he's a little smaller than you thought he was going to be. Based off how he looked in college and based off what he was billed as like a, height, weight, speed guy.
Yeah.
It's you haven't seen the explosiveness yet. Like he hasn't separated even against the mismatch that he's supposed to be able to separate against. Like Arnold Ebiketie, that was the rep we talked about ad nauseum, where he gets matched up one-on-one against him, doesn't separate. Those are the plays he's going to have to start winning, and I think he's closer to winning on those than he is to becoming like an above average or even an average blocker in the run game for this system.
All right, two more for you, EJ, and we'll let you go. One, around 11:45 Saturday morning, I think I could feel Quinyon Mitchell and Cooper DeJean smile from out in the suburbs of Philadelphia. How happy are those guys with Devin Witherspoon's new contract? Woo!
Yeah. I mean, the corner market has exploded this summer. I think if the Eagles could extend Quinyon Mitchell and Cooper DeJean right now, they probably would have done it a couple of months ago. They're usually first to market, not last. But yeah, I mean, Witherspoon at 33 million a year. For Quinyon, that number is awesome. I think he's going to be 34. I think he's going to get more than those guys do. Obviously Christian Gonzalez is still yet to sign as well.
Yeah.
Quinyon, I think, is the no-brainer. Coop, it's going to be interesting.
He's a tougher one, yeah.
It's harder to say he's going to get 30 plus. Listen, I wouldn't rule it out, but his position usage is going to be a really interesting topic of conversation. If I'm Cooper DeJean, I'm saying Devin Witherspoon plays in the slot, he plays outside, and Cooper DeJean has the capability of doing that. Like if I'm Cooper, I'm saying I can be an outside guy. I don't play outside because that's not what the scheme wants from me. But if you needed him to play outside, he could. And that would put him in the conversation with somebody like Witherspoon. I think the Eagles will probably point at Kyle Hamilton. I think they'll probably say, Hamilton, I think he's at 24 million a year as a safety that plays primarily out of the nickel. I think Cooper's going to be somewhere in between those two numbers when it
27, 28 maybe.
Yeah. I mean, let me see. So Stingley's at 30. He's an outside guy. Ramsey at 24.1. Obviously Coop's a lot younger than Ramsey. Yeah, I'd say 27, 28 feels about right.
So bye-bye Zach Bond, huh?
Yeah, and they're so deep at linebacker. I think they can figure that out.
VG was raving about Trot Jr. today, first thing.
Yeah, the thing is he's coming up on his rookie contract.
Yeah.
Deontay Lawson's fun, though. I really like Deontay Lawson. So we'll see. He's got an uphill battle to make, the 53. Chance Campbell's an interesting young player. They got Smile Mondon, too. But
sure.
Yeah, their linebacking core, like Jim Schwartz is looking at that group. I was here.
Yeah. And then last one for you, EJ. I'm just curious your opinion. Jay Glazer had a tweet this weekend singing the praises of Jalen Hurts. He's got to stop calling it the Glaze Across America tour. That is just awful. But it feels like from everything Jay picked up on in the building, many facets, I would imagine teammates, coaches, front office, maybe even building personnel, all singing the praises of Jalen Hurts. I assume you buy it and you're hearing the same type of things. It does seem like a concerted effort on Jalen's part to become better.
Yeah, I think that the behind the scenes stuff with Jalen has been significantly different from everything I've heard. I mean, this really started to me like at the end of last season. Maybe, it's funny when I wrote the story, I thought it was more of a nod to like kind of like his own personal challenge for himself that year. But I think honestly, in hindsight, now that with like the benefit of being able to see this offseason and the kind of the reflections that people had on the way that last year ended, I think part of it was kind of maybe realizing that his role in the struggles that the team had last year, realizing that he needs to be more one of the guys and be more open and kind of show his personality more. And I think that there's been a concerted effort from Jalen to do that, to do exactly that over the offseason. And the way that he's responded to this schematic change, I do think is a significant departure from what we've seen in the past. I don't want to say he's been resistant to change in the past, but he has at least been requiring like real explanation for that change. And I think some of it's been the way that Sean Mangion's been able to explain that change. And overall, I think that he has just been, more receptive and more open to, kind of changing his ways a little bit. So yeah, I think what Jay Glazer reported, is a lot of the stuff that you've heard over the last few months. And I think that if you are like, I think you should be encouraged by this version of Jalen going into the season. I think, he's looked good in the scheme, and I think he's really embraced the scheme.
Absolutely. It's great stuff to hear. And that dark cloud of A.J. Brown is gone, which probably definitely had an impact on the way things went last year. Human nature just says that's a hard situation to navigate. We'll be following along all week, all PHLY.com. Make sure you're following EJ on social medias. He's heading up to New England on Tuesday, leaving tomorrow with Bo and Lindsay. He'll have all the latest. I'm looking forward to my boy Quinyon shutting AJ down in practice. That's going to be a lot of fun.
It's going to be a fun matchup. Yeah.
So, EJ, thanks for the time for the Inside the Nest with EJ Smith today, presented by Rita's. We'll talk to you soon. There he is. All right, we got to take care of some business. David Murphy is going to join us on the other side. We'll get his thoughts on sausage parties at the Xfinity Mobile Arena and Glaze Across America, Philly's hot streak, and everything going on with the Eagles next. Don't go anywhere. If you're looking for the perfect way to cool off before summer's over, Rita's Water Ice is the place to go, and there's a brand new topping my girls are pumped about, the Shirley Temple Italian Ice, and it tastes just like the classic drink we all know and love. Want to take it to the next level? Add Shirley Sprinkles. That's a no-brainer for my girls. And while you're there, grab the limited edition Shirley Temple Cup. Snap a photo of it, post it on social media, and you could win free Rita's for a year. But don't wait. The flavor's only around for a limited time. And Rita's is about more than great flavor. The Italian ice is made fresh daily with fresh fruit. Their frozen custard is unbelievably creamy. And if you've never had a gelati, get one. I'm a misto man. Mango misto, can't go wrong. You're missing out. Before you head over, download the Rita's app and find the location nearest you. Order ahead, and if you're a new app user, you might get a free small treat just for signing up. With so many flavors to mix and match, the combinations are endless. Rita's Ice, custard, happiness. Be cool, go to Rita's. Football is almost back. It's preseason. Regular season's right around the corner. And you can win big money with the Splash Sports and All City $500,000 Survivor Contest. We all know how the Survivor contests work. You pick up a straight winner every single week. Can't use the same team twice. Make the right picks throughout the season to avoid being eliminated. This contest has a $500,000 guaranteed payout. Let me say that again, $500,000. Sign up today so you're ready for week one. Head to allphly.com/survivor. Yeah, the Birds versus the Commanders week one, that's a safe pick. $500,000 up for grabs, so enter today at allphly.com/survivor. That's allphly.com/survivor. Sponsored by Splash Sports, paid partnership, skill-based contest, not sports betting. Open to U.S. residents 18 plus, void where prohibited. Entry fee $25. Rules at splashsports.com/allcity. From our man, Tasty Cake Dom, VG.
Love Tasty Cake.
Love Tasty Cake. And he said, man, if they have to play Andy Dalton at all, they're toast. He stinks.
Well, Dom's never wrong.
Yeah, Dom doesn't miss. No. I don't see that. Just trade him right now for a 7th rounder, or just give Tanner McKee the final 2 games. Like, what are we doing with Andy Dalton? Oh, the veteran presence.
You think Tanner McKee's better right now than
I'd rather keep Tanner McKee, yes. Because I think there's more upside.
But he's not going to be here. You're not going to sign him after this year.
Maybe you do. Maybe
he's going to want a chance to compete somewhere.
You think he's going to? I mean, come on.
He doesn't want to be here.
Who's giving him he just
wants a chance to compete.
He's a career backup.
Atlanta, Miami.
He's a career backup. By the way, speaking of Atlanta, did you see Michael Penix? Don't call me Michael Penis Jr. Yeah, kind of like mocking Tua.
Like, this is the guy.
He's like, this is the kind of like that was.
Do you know who's a huge Tua fan?
Who?
Baldy.
Really?
Yeah, it talks about his release, quick release.
He looked pretty throwing the ball.
Yeah.
He has some of the worst interceptions I've ever seen. Like, he stares down defenders and then just throws it right at them. Like, I don't get it.
I think he thinks Baldy's a fan.
That's bizarre.
Yes.
We'll hopefully catch up with Baldy later this week. But one of the guys I always love talking sports with, because you can chop it up and talk anything and everything. That is the Philadelphia Inquirer's David Murphy, and he joins us next on the Xfinity Mobile Call-In Line.
Murphy, it's time for our man, David Murphy.
Now, Dave, I don't know. Is your child into Bluey yet? Because it was a big weekend. Bluey movie trailer came out. I don't know if that took over the Murphy household or not.
This kid has thankfully seen a grand total of about 20 minutes of television in his entire life. So
that's good. That's good.
We're trying to hold him off there. He did actually just get a Bluey toothbrush though.
Oh, nice.
So,
oh man, that's where it all starts. Slippery slope.
It's like it vibrates and he
nice.
I guess it feels good on his teeth. But yeah,
well, if I can tell you to allow him to watch anything, it's Bluey. All right, so that's you're safe there. But Dave, good to catch up with you. Lots to kind of get into. Eagles played football on Saturday. Alec Bohm is resurrected. LeBron started a golf channel. A lot to get to, but we got to start first. Saturday night was the Xfinity Mobile Arena, the largest sausage party ever in the history of Philadelphia sports stadiums.
What? You got to run that by me again.
UFC 330. Obviously the lead here, Dave. There had to have been a record set for most dudes to female ratio in the history of Philadelphia sporting events.
Yeah, it goes to show you how much I pay attention to the UFC. In fact, actually, we were driving back from the North Jersey beaches, and I do remember coming down Broad Street picking my dog up. There was a sign for UFC parking. So yeah, I mean, I would assume it was the best and the brightest on hand.
Yeah, I set the line at 211 women in the building on Saturday, and I'm pounding the under on that one.
Yeah, I mean, they all worked for Aramark, I assume.
Right. Employees didn't count.
Okay, all right.
Dave, you're a North.
Yeah, man. I've never been a UFC. I've never been a UFC guy.
You're a North Jersey Beach guy. Where do you go up there?
My in-laws are in Seagirt, New Jersey.
Yeah,
near Belmar, Spring Lake area.
Nice.
Yeah, it's nice. It's a little different vibe from the OD and the Princeton, but it's fun.
Yeah, too many New Yorkers, but it's beautiful. All right, Dave. The Eagles played football on Saturday. What were your takeaways from the game? I had low expectations, and the Eagles somehow went under them, and I didn't care.
No, I mean, anybody who had any expectations other than what they saw, hasn't really paid attention to preseason football over the course of their lifetimes. It's, anytime Ant starts hyperventilating about preseason football, I'm with them where I love like the the intro, and you see the helmets and people in uniforms, and then as soon as the game starts, you're like, all right, there's got to be something better to do. It's and frankly, it's my whole thing is it's almost like a tease. It like reminds you of how far away real football really is. And so I always go through the same kind of course of emotions where I'm fired up, the football is back, and then the moment the games start being actually played, I'm like, man, we got to go through a whole more month until we get real football.
Yeah, I started looking at my calendar and I was like, man, September 13th is still a ways away.
Yeah, it's late this year. And, I just realized that the Super Bowl's on Valentine's Day this year. I had no idea about that.
Yeah,
it's going to be NFL just taking over all the holidays. The thing is, though, this is when it all starts, because the next day is President's Day. And once everyone gets a taste
the national
of the holiday the day after, it may always end up on President's Day somehow. Or the day before.
Yeah, but that's neither here nor there. But look, I mean, with the Eagles, I don't know what you can I don't know what you can really take away. Even the alleged kind of quarterback two competition, I don't really see. To me, it's more a question of, does Cole Payton,
make the team,
play well enough to not want to risk putting him on waivers and going to the practice squad. Otherwise, like Greg said, I just don't see the point in keeping McKee around. I mean, Dalton, if Dalton has shown himself to at least be able to muddle through and keep a team afloat. And you would think that would only improve given, the improved talent of his team. And I think that, he's kind of the guy you would want, I would think. And then, again, McKee's going to want to try to start at some point.
Yeah, I see it the opposite. I see it as like, what Andy Dalton is. You might as well just recoup your 7th rounder for him and give Tanner McKee the next 2 games in hopes that he shows you something and you could get maybe a 4th for him. Like, I think he has more value than Andy Dalton does. So if Cole Payton you feel solid about, not as the backup this year, but like, I'd rather just bench Dalton for the remainder of the preseason or trade him and then showcase Tanner McKee and try to get something for him.
No, I know what you're saying. Okay, I'm talking about the regular season where I just don't see. It doesn't make much sense to have Tanner McKee on the roster for the regular
I don't think
season.
It makes much sense to play Andy Dalton in the preseason though.
So yeah, if you're arguing, well, I mean, it's the only time he's going to get a chance to play.
Gonna get his reps. He's learning a new offense.
He's a vet.
I mean, someone's got to play. Someone's got to play in the preseason. Like who like you gonna have? You can't.
Tanner McKee first
Tanner.
half, Cole Payton second half. Let's go.
Yeah, I mean, look, we look way too much into this stuff. If Andy Dalton wants to play, there's more than enough snaps in a preseason football game for Andy Dalton to get whatever reps he wants, and I think they should be preparing as if, assuming Dalton's the same guy he was, the last couple of years in Carolina, where, he really kind of helped stabilize that organization while Bryce Young was, tripping all over himself. And look, Dalton, there's a reason why Carolina turned to Dalton, because he's a eminently professional quarterback, and I don't know that we've seen that out of McKee, but yeah, if he had more than 1 year left on his contract, then yeah, there's upside there. But I guess I'm looking at it where he's not going to be here next year. If you want to play him in the preseason and try to trade him, that's fine. But look, we went through the same thing. We would go through the same thing with every 3rd string quarterback the Eagles, have ever had on this roster.
Yeah.
Where we talk ourselves into thinking that who was the last guy before McKee? I already forget his name. I don't think he's in the league anymore.
I got no chance of recalling that.
No, I mean, we're only talking like 3 or 4 years ago. He was like 3 years as a 3rd string quarterback. Every now and then would do something in the preseason where
this is gonna bother me now.
You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
It was, just look it up on Google real quick. He was essentially Tanner McKee, and look, if Tanner McKee had if you could trade, what's that?
Gardner Minshew?
No. There was wasn't there a 3rd stringer before McKee? I don't know.
Whatever.
Your
point stands.
Hallucinating. Point is, they're not going to trade him for anybody. If anybody wanted Tanner McKee, they would have already traded for him. And I think like when they signed Dalton, I just assumed that meant Tanner McKee was going to be on the way out one way or another.
For those interested, Andy Dalton's postseason career record in the playoffs is 0-5 with 1 touchdown and 6 interceptions.
Sick. Didn't he throw like 4 picks one game too? Dave, you've been around the Philadelphia Eagles and the news cycle for a long time. I want to give the town credit because I think nobody cares about A.J. Brown anymore. Like, it was a very quick split. It was almost like he won here. We were like, thank you for your service and the title. Get the hell out. Nobody cares anymore. And it's joint practice week up in Foxborough. And yeah, there's going to be, the clips going around of him dapping up teammates and at the media scrum. I genuinely feel like most people don't give a damn. And I'm somewhat surprised by that, to be honest.
Yeah. Nate Sudfeld was the guy.
Nate Sudfeld. Oh, yeah.
Nice. Yeah, exactly. But anyway, I mean, look, everyone's had more than enough time to get their angst out about A.J. Brown, I think. I think everyone's just kind of tired of it. There really isn't. This wasn't like Ben Simmons. It wasn't. I don't know, Nick Castellanos. So it's not like A.J. Brown. I don't think he had worn out his welcome necessarily with the fans. There was no animosity. It was just kind of like a parting of the ways a little bit. Like the whole thing was tiring, and I just don't think there's any. I don't think there's any real reason to feel passionately about it one way or the other. I think some people like I'll be rooting for AJ Brown to do well. Mostly because I'm a big well, I think that's a split. I think there's a lot of people who will be hoping he falls flat on his face just because it will kind of justify everything that's happened. I happen to be a big Drake May fan, so I'm looking forward to seeing that connection, and I hope that he at least gets 1 year of prime AJ Brown. But yeah, I don't think. Look, everyone's got way too many other things to worry about than to worry about AJ Brown.
Yeah,
I think it'll be fun, and I think that there's really nothing. There's no there at this point.
Yeah, I'm just proud of the town for not really caring.
You're a big Drake May fan? What, you got him on a keeper league or something? Why are you a big Drake May guy?
Dude, I like quarterbacks, and I watched Drake May play as a freshman at North Carolina, and I liked what I saw, and I've just kind of followed his career since then. And I just think quarterback quarterback played at the high level is the most impressive kind of beautiful thing to watch on an athletic sporting field, and I think Drake May is that good where he's going to kind of be worth the price of admission. So when I say fan, that's what I mean. I just enjoy watching him play, and I think I do. Well, I feel about Drake May the same way I feel about Cooper Flag. Like
watching him play. I get it.
Am I a Mavericks fan? No, but do I recognize the unique talent, and is it the kind? Does he play the kind of game that I enjoy watching? Yeah. And that's, so I'll always kind of be a Cooper Flag fan, I think. Game recognizes game. That's what it comes down to.
Dave, the Phillies. All of a sudden, in the month of August, Alec Bohm goes to Dyersville, Iowa, and the cornfields blesses bat. But the offense, since the Luis Arise has gotten here, has turned a corner. Now, the bullpen and some of their other issues are another story. Are you buying what you've seen from the Phillies in the month of August offensively?
I will say, I was feeling good about the Phils, so I read your piece this morning.
I love. I'm going to say the same thing I say every week when we talk about this. And am I buying? I'm buying that they are exactly who I thought they were. And we do this every time we do this every time something goes one way or the other. It's like, Kyle, what's wrong with Kyle Schwarber? Is he done? Guy hasn't hit a home run in 17 games, and he might, we're worried he's like got some sort of health issue. And
he was eating the lettuce. He was eating the Taylor Farms lettuce.
Yeah. And then all of a sudden the guy hits 4 in 4 games, so it's like, that's just what this team is. I like I wrote today, man, they haven't, they're the only one of the winning teams in the NL that hasn't had a more than one winning streak of 5+ games.
Wow.
Like they haven't won more than 3 games in like 2 months, right, in a row. That's who they are. They're just not. And that's what flawed teams are. Is they don't, they can't put it together consistently enough in all phases of the game to rattle off a 15 out of 17 or whatever. I mean, the closest they came was right after Don Mattingly came in, and then again, everybody hyperventilating themselves into thinking that like the Phillies are back. Like, do you believe in them? And I say I'm not. Everyone says I'm negative. I'm just realistic. Like when everyone's like ready to jump off the bridge, I'm saying, look, they'll be back. They are who they are. This is just who they are. And I think that Bohm, is a big part, but it's always been Bryson Stott to me, number one.
He's been their best player for like 3 months now.
Yeah, and if you look back over, if you look back over the years, when he's playing well, the offense is playing well because, he gives you that bat, in the 7, 8, or 9 hole that can like really be a connector and turn the lineup over. And yeah, at one point, I'm sure the splits are the same, but at one point I looked and to see what his splits are in Phillies wins versus Phillies losses, and he was like the most extreme one on the team, and I think that's I think he's number one. But yeah, Bohm is Bohm, and it's good that he's having one of these.
Couldn't get much worse.
No, but like we've seen these guys for it's the same lineup for 5 years.
Yeah.
It's not like Alec Bohm all of a sudden is going to be Chipper Jones, you know?
He did give credit Saturday after the game to Luis Ariz and kind of having that like Tony Gwynn effect where you get around a good bat to ball guy and you kind of look inside yourself, pick up on some things. And it was actually, as a known Bohm hater, it was actually a really good interview where he kind of was like, yeah, I've picked up on some stuff from Ariz. He's so good.
Yeah, and I think that's in fact I know that's part of what Dombrowski and Mattingly were thinking when they brought in Ariz. You know, he for years he's made, you know, more sense than anybody else in the league for this team. You know, just given his profile. And yeah, I think you could see it. You know, I think I would hope Justin Crawford kind of picks up a thing or two, you know, along the way.
He's looked really good the last 2 months, Dave. I think he's looked really good. I think this is a successful rookie season for the kid.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think, you know, I think it's the exact rookie season you would expect out of him. You know? So, and I don't think that's a knock on him. I think my criticism of, you know, the Justin Crawford angle is more that the Phillies just like didn't give themselves any other outs really in center field besides, you know, expecting this rookie, you know, to rookie 9-hole hitter to hit 300 and be Luis Ariz. You know, I'm with you. And look, you got to have a good playoff team has room in its lineup for you know, someone like Justin Crawford at the bottom of the order. You know, whether it's a young guy, you know, who needs a chance or a defense first guy, you know, you can give away a spot. You know, you should hopefully be able to give away a spot. You know, the problem is, you know, when the two guys in front of him aren't hitting either, then it's like all of a sudden, you know, you're talking about 33% of the game. But I'm with you. I think it was you know, I don't think there's any reason to like, you know, get like, it's funny because Justin Crawford, and this was always kind of he was always a weird prospect. And it's kind of why the Phillies didn't really know what to do with him, or because I think they fully expected exactly what they've gotten out of him. You know, he's just like he hits for no power. He's never, you know, they're kind of just waiting around, you know, for him to kind of develop the gap power. You know, like to me, Otto Lopez has always been like his
comp.
Yeah, like his upside, but Otto's small, you know, and he's got that, you know, he's got that gap to gap kind of quick swing, and you know, you don't see many players built like Justin Crawford that hit like him, you know. No. So, but I'm with you. I think he and Arias are both, you know, they both kind of do give some credence to the you know, to the folks who you know, still who are kind of the anti-OBP folks, for lack of a better term. You know, it's a skill set that helps. You know, I mean, obviously putting the ball in play, it helps, and it helps a team. I think its impact is better than the numbers give it credit for. You know, but at the end of the day, we also see the limits of why Luis Ariz is Luis Ariz.
Why he's been on 4 teams in 5 years.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to station your way, you know, to a big night, you know, at the plate. And you know, I think he's going to be a great postseason player, assuming they get there.
Back in the playoffs, Dave.
Wow.
Woo!
Yeah, I mean, look, I think the last time I looked at playoff odds were like 65-35 for them. Yeah. But I mean, the scary thing is just that, like, you know, yes, over, you know, if you run enough simulations, 65-35. First of all, it's not the kind of chance you want to like play Russian roulette with, you know. And you know, look, Marlins Cardinals this week, and things get to lose 6 games, and
you mentioned in your column today, which is great, like this week can really dictate their odds of getting to the playoffs.
And I would think that, like, look, I don't believe in the Marlins, you know. Yeah, I think the Cardinals could be legit. Like, it wouldn't surprise me if the Cardinals, you know, went on a tear and whatever. But the Marlins, they just got swept by the Marlins at the same time. So it's like, you know, they're at a point where they just need to win the games they need to win, you know. And I thought that's why, Bohm's, I thought if they would have lost that game 6-1, 7-1, 8-1 last night, it would have been such a huge, giveaway. Not that the Twins have been awful, but you got to win those games, and you got to stack up wins while you can. I mean, like I said, like I wrote, they played 12 games. They only played 12 games against teams that had losing records as of yesterday. That's it. And they're 23-30 against winning teams so far this year. And if you do the math, it's good. They really they just need to go on a run here. And it's kind of crazy that they haven't, given how consistent the starting pitching has been at the top of the rotation. But again, I think it just goes to show how much everything falls off a cliff in both the lineup and the rotation, because it's tough to win games when you're built like that.
Yeah. Dave, thanks for the time this morning, joining us. Good to catch up with you. Make sure you're reading David Murphy's work in the Inquirer. We always appreciate your time, buddy. Good to see you.
Absolutely. See you guys
later.
See you, Dave.
All right, we got to take care of some business, and then we got Nugs to get to. We got Back in the Day. We got Top 5 Eagles. I did a horrible job of cramming a lot into the final segment. All right, we'll be right back. Parks Casino, that's my casino of choice. Why? Because it's easy to get to from everywhere. Street Road in Ben Salem, off the Turnpike, off 95. You can get there from anywhere. And it's a great place of headline entertainment and award-winning fine dining. With their food court area and restaurant selection, there's something for everyone. And make the night complete and stay over at the beautiful Parks View Hotel. It's just steps away from Parks Casino and offers complimentary shuttle service. Just announce comedian Ben Bankus, August 22nd. Magician Michael Carbonaro on September 19th. Tickets still available for these headliners at Parks Casino. The Excite Center is awesome. George Thorogood and the Destroyers, August 28th, coming up. Sebastian Bach with special guest. Head to parkscasino.com to buy tickets. You must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Please call 1-800-GAMBLER. A lot changes in sports in 5 years. Think about all the players that come and go. You know what can't change? Your price guarantee from Xfinity right now. What if you can have that reliable and intelligent Wi-Fi? And what if you could keep it at that same price for 5 whole years? That's the Xfinity 5-year price guarantee. It makes everything in your home work together. My house runs seamlessly on it. And it finds and fixes problems before you even notice them, like super intelligent Wi-Fi with a 6th sense. All your devices working in perfect harmony. And here's the best part. No annual contracts, no hidden fees, and Xfinity's best equipment included. Take it from me. A lot can change in 5 years. Championships are won. Players come and go. But the price of your internet and home Wi-Fi doesn't have to change. Lock in your price and unlock the possibilities with Xfinity. Learn more at Xfinity.com. Xfinity. Imagine that. Select plans only. Restrictions apply. Jamie Lynch, VG, live from the Xfinity studio, presented by Bet Parks. As always, we got a lot to get to close out the show here. But my man Fit Dad's in the chat. Woo-woo. Hit us with a super chat. Fit Dad, I saw, was out at the Disney Expo last week.
All right.
My man's all over
everywhere.
The place. Yeah, he is everywhere.
Big influencer.
Now, my eyes suck. Thank you for making that a little bit bigger, Julia. Yeah, no, let it rip, VG. $20 from Fit Dad. Thank you, Fit Dad.
Drake May had one decent year in college, was a fraud in the Super Bowl. You're a big Drake May guy, David Murphy? And you're wishing AJ a good season? I don't wish AJ ill will, but I'm not actively rooting for that clown either. Exclamation point.
Well, being a journalist, you are supposed to be unbiased. So, he doesn't have the same standards we do. You know what I'm hoping for AJ Brown this week? That Quinion puts him in the clamps.
All right.
I hope he shuts his ass down Wednesday and Thursday.
All right.
I don't wish AJ Brown ill will. Thank you for the Super Bowl.
Yes.
Get the hell out of here. You were clearly a dark cloud of energy, an energy vampire over the Eagles last year. See ya.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think he's going to have a good year, but
yeah, I think he'll have a good year. I'm not going to
not radar. I'm not going to be following. Yeah, I'm not going to be following to be like, oh, how'd he do?
No.
Like, if he pops up on a highlight, he pops up.
But I hope Quinion shuts his ass down on Wednesday and Thursday. I'm looking forward to that.
Yes.
That's going to be a good little joint practice battle there.
Yeah.
All right, VG, let's get to the nugs of the day. Brought to you by
BG's Nugs. Nugs. It's just time for BG's Nugs. BG's Nugs. Nugs.
And VG's Nugs. What do you got for us,
Let's
VG?
give some props to Eastside out of Westchester. They won the Mid-Atlantic region for the Little League World Series. They'll be going to Williamsport. They play Friday at 7 p.m. and they're clinching play. They didn't have a great game.
Didn't they come back?
I've been all over it. No, they got out to an early lead,
Okay.
but they made some fielding errors, and they usually put up more. They beat this
Who
Delaware.
did they beat? Delray?
Wilmington. Delaware. They beat them pretty good in the first round, first time. Got through 3-1. But this pitcher makes a sliding grab and a laser to first base with an amazing stretch by the first baseman.
Nice play by the pitcher.
Just a laser.
What a play. Oh, good glove toss.
They go
Love
to
it.
challenge a play. He's out. The first baseman had no doubt about it. Threw his hat
Love it.
in the air.
That's awesome.
So,
I hope Westchester does it up right and like shuts down the town center and does like a viewing party.
Yes.
And like
Westchester, I think the baseball team at Westchester University was either in the finals or won the D2 finals.
Oh, yes. They had a really good year. They
Yeah.
had like a new coach or
It's
something.
like a whole little baseball heaven going on in
Awesome.
Westchester.
Maybe Golden Nugget will get the kids some rings. Let's go to overtime. Continue watching at allphly.com for you TV viewers. That is awesome. I always do love when the Little League local team makes a Little League World Series. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's such an easy ride. They should have a huge amount of fans up there. So let's go. Friday, 7 o'clock.
Williamsport, Dugout. That's where one Julia Hoff's going to be getting married.
Yes,
Dugout's the maid of honor.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, he's walking her down the aisle. That would actually be awesome. Dugout's cool. But I love the Little League World Series.
Yeah.
Good luck to, what is it, East Side?
East Side.
East Side, Westchester kids. Let's go get that crown.
Deion Dawkins, a multi-pro bowler.
Yeah, local, well,
left tackle.
Jersey, right? But Temple University. I met him back in the day at Temple.
Yeah.
Was a really, really great guy.
Yeah, he seems like a good dude.
Yeah.
Got a cool-looking dog.
Worked himself from Temple to an all-pro.
Yeah, but I got a little bit of an issue with him.
He's a dog guy. What's your
I
problem?
know. He kind of letting his dog take a dump on the field.
Wait, what? On the field?
Yeah, I mean,
the actual Bills field?
Picks it up.
There's still poop in the grain.
There's still debris there.
Oh, that's the practice,
field.
That's outrageous.
I can't let that happen, right?
Unless the dog went off on his own.
It's already off leash, which I'm not a huge fan of the off leash.
But also, like, laughing about it, too, just makes it that
And you
much
see him
like,
rubbing the bag in. He knows he's not getting it all up.
All right, I will defend him here. He might not have known the dog had to deuce. Like, the dog may have...
Nah, you got to be on it, man.
The dog may have dumped earlier outside and then had a double dump. And like where it snuck up on. You've had pets a long time. Sometimes they surprise you.
No, it's not acceptable. It's not acceptable.
I mean, what he should have done is gone and gotten some like disinfectant.
We have places in our neighborhood, Mary Alonzo Park, which certain part of the grass is no dogs on here because kids play on it.
Yeah, no, I get it. It's
People are on
gross.
it.
That
People are
shouldn't
rolling
happen.
around on it.
But I will defend him. Maybe it's not like the dog was cooped up all day. Maybe he had a surprise poop.
No, it's not acceptable.
I mean, it's not a great look.
It's a total violation.
I agree.
Total violation.
I mean, dogs poop sometimes when
Yeah,
you
but
don't
sneak up
expect
poops
it.
don't happen that often.
You don't let you
And
see
if
your
they
dog
do-
in the middle. First of all, a dog shouldn't be in the middle.
A dog probably has upwards of
Practice field.
3 dumps a day.
Yes. But I just wouldn't
One's
let my
usually a
dog-
surprise.
I wouldn't let my dog in the middle of the practice field just because they might take a whiz. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I hear you. I'm not gonna roast the guy too hard. Maybe the dog had some Taylor Farms lettuce.
Oh boy.
You know,
Yeah.
maybe the dog had a little case of the
All right,
runs. It all it happened. Whom amongst us, VG?
Yeah,
All right. Well, thanks to Golden Nugget Jewelers for today's nugs of the day. That dog had some nugs of the day right on the field.
Randy's got me hating dogs.
Yeah,
now.
VG, known dog hater.
No dog hater.
Get his ass, Randy. 6'9", 420. Nice. All right, let's do our back in the day VG, and then after that we will do, since it's rank week here at All City, we will do our Top 5 Eagles of all time. Blind. I don't know yours. You don't know mine.
I mean, I would hope there's some crossover.
I would imagine there's a lot of crossover. But the
so.
pecking order of the 5 is the debate. So let's go back in the day, brought to you by our friends over at True Mark.
We're going back. We're going back. We're going back in the day with True Mark. Oh, yeah. I like most people, I'm a huge Bo Jackson fan.
Yeah, Bo knows ball.
So you can always get, anytime you can find a Bo Jackson highlight that is like, wow, impressive.
Our Bo has a solid Bo Jackson hoodie.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
All right.
It's Bo knowing Bo.
Oh.
So, yeah, Bo Jackson's cool.
So this is a Bo Jackson clip where he throws a laser at home to get the runner up. And the nice thing about this is
him and Vlad Guerrero, I think, have the 2 best arms I've ever seen.
Yeah, I would put them up there.
Yeah.
Acuna's pretty ridiculous.
Yeah, Acuna's
but the nice thing about this is Mr. T happens to be in the broadcast booth during this.
Really?
So you have a Mr. T call on it.
Pity the fool who runs on Bo Jackson. I'm not stupid.
He's so likable.
On the feed. That's unfortunate. That's all right. But Mr. T was phenomenal there in the booth. That's great. I didn't know that existed.
Yeah, I didn't.
Thanks for bringing that to life. Mr. T. All right, here we go. Here we go, chat.
And I'm rooting for the Brewers. Type of guy here now, anyway. Yeah,
yeah,
because
like
the Brewers invited me, not the Sox. I'm not stupid.
Figure.
Oh, dude.
Like everybody that encounters them loves them.
Sealski and Robbie Ellis did a half hour with them. It's one of the greatest interviews. You can
really
listen to it on their podcast.
That's awesome.
He was awesome.
I love when, like, they say never meet your heroes. I love when somebody because I was a huge A-team guy as a kid.
Yeah.
I love when somebody like exceeds expectations.
He's like so positive.
Yeah.
Loves everybody.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Mr. T. All right. Nice back in the day there from VG. Mr. T. Sealski's Rocky book's coming out soon, right?
Yeah, November, I believe.
Yeah, that's going to be cool. Mr. T. Love it. All right. It is rank week here at All City as we close out today's show. I'll be on the Philly show in about 52 minutes from now with Corey Seidman. But it's rank week, and we're doing it across all 5 markets across the company today. The first 3 are national topics. Today at 1 o'clock, we're going to be putting out, we polled over 750 people. Our staff with some diehards, and we wanted to have a good debate and ranking of some fun topics in sports. And today is the best basketball players of all time, top 5 list. Does Kobe Bryant make it? Does Wilt Chamberlain? Spoiler alert, he probably makes it. Tomorrow, best quarterbacks. Wednesday, best athletes, regardless of sport and gender, just across the board, best athletes. And then Thursday and Friday is more localized to the markets. Thursday is going to be the top Philadelphia sports villains of all time. Friday is going to be the best Philadelphia jerseys / logos of all time. So a lot of fun. So off of that today and off of Saturday's preseason game, I gave us a homework assignment yesterday. I said, VG, send your top 5 Eagles to Julia. I will send her mine as well. And we will see how we rank our top 5 Eagles of all time. I will give you honor. Would you like to go first or see mine first?
I'll see yours first.
All right, I'll show it first.
Yeah. See what I'm getting into.
All right, here is my top 5 Eagles of all time. I think number 1 may shock you.
Listen, number 1, if number 1 is not one person in particular, it's ridiculous.
Want me to start with number 5? You're number 5?
You did them individually.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Let's count it down from 5.
Okay.
Number 5, VG. Jason Kelce.
All right.
Number 62.
Yes.
Tenure, winner, captaincy, just a steward of the Eagles organization.
Yeah.
Number 4.
All right.
Charlie. My dad. I thought that was a Bednarik. Yeah, it is a Bednarik right here behind us. I grew up, my dad.
Yeah,
just
I got it
about him.
Yeah.
He's a Hall of Famer. He almost killed Frank Gifford. Great Eagle.
That's an all-time photo.
Number 3. B-Doc.
Man, that is low.
Low?
3. It's disrespectful.
3 is low.
Disrespectful.
Man, as a safety, he's only one of like 10 in the NFL Hall of Fame. B-Doc. Love B-Doc. Could make the case he's 1 or 2 very easily. All right, number 2, VG.
This is
the Minister of Defense.
So violation.
Number 2. He abandoned me.
This is a violation.
He went to Green Bay because God told him to.
Yeah, dude. They didn't even offer him a deal here.
The greatest Eagle of all time? Argue amongst yourselves. Yeah, 2-time winner, best right tackle in the game for a decade plus. Yep. His win-loss record with him on and off the field is eye-popping. I fully believe Lane Johnson is Reggie White may have been a better player. The greatest Eagle of all time right there is Lane Johnson. He's going to finish his career as a Bird, 2-time Super Bowl champion.
Yep.
Best offensive lineman in history.
In history?
Of Eagles.
Oh, Eagle history. Yes.
Lane Johnson, number 1 for me. Reggie, sorry, take a back seat, pal. Take a back seat, pal.
Someone who didn't see Reggie in his prime.
All right, let's see VG's number 5 Eagle of all time.
My man Harold. Nothing, greatest receiver. When I was a kid, I don't know, what do you go, 300 games with a catch every day? They couldn't stop him. Tall. He's a Hall of Famer. Give me Harold.
All right, fair. Can't argue with that. Number 4.
Best cornerback that they've ever had, Erik Allen, Hall of Famer.
I love Erik Allen.
Shut down. Cool dude. That's a great jacket.
That is a great
nice
jacket.
Photo,
yeah.
Julia. That jacket is awesome. No, that's an awesome jacket.
That is a good jacket.
Number 3, I go with your GOAT. I go Lane, number 3. Everything you said is true about him. But
Reggie didn't win here.
No, he didn't, but
that matters.
No. It
matters. 2 rings. Kiss him.
Listen, he's got the rings. He's not in the top 2. You can't have him
right
above.
Tackle more important than safety.
Have him above.
Positional value matters. No. And there's your case
can't.
for Reggie. I mean, you can make the case DN's more important than tackle.
You can't.
But tackle more important than safety. And I love B-Doc.
There's nothing. It's more than he's more than a safety.
Oh.
He's more than a safety.
Lane Johnson's more than a tackle. He's a leader.
The lifeblood. He was the leader, Brian Dawkins. He's the greatest leader we've ever had here.
So we now know your top 2.
Yes.
Number 2.
Because they make sense.
Brian Dawkins,
easily number 2. And Reggie's easily the greatest Eagle to ever play.
I think he's the greatest individual.
He's the greatest. He's better than Myles Garrett. And Myles Garrett
Reggie was a freak.
Ridiculous.
Reggie is a freak. I don't think it's any.
You hear the likes of Lawrence Taylor and Baldinger talk about Reggie.
Don't tell Baldy about my list. He'll kill. He might.
He loves Lane. He loves. I mean, him and Lane are boys.
That's true. Ooh, that actually might be a good question.
Yeah. But we'll ask.
But
him
he actually
Friday
saw Reggie on the field.
Where he ranks.
It's a really
Lane or Reggie.
I know I'm going to get some guff in the chat, and 69 420 and others may roast me for that. I think it's a really good debate, Reggie versus Lane. I think Lane's more important.
I'll be curious to see what Baldy says.
He might drive over here.
I ain't never seen anything like Reggie White before.
No, his numbers are ridiculous.
Just stupid.
A lot of fun today, and make sure you tune in 1:00 today. Our top 5 basketball players of all time across all the markets and all the diehards are going to be released, and we'll see who comes in at number 1. I voted for LeBron James because Michael Jordan never chose to be a Sixer. So screw that guy. Thanks to Julia behind the scenes.
Julia.
Chat. Bye, chat.
What they're arguing about. Some chicken nugget mentions in here.
Chicken nuggets? I'm hungry. I will be on the Philly show in 45 minutes. So I will see you all then with Corey Seidman. Back all week. We got a lot of fun people lined up. We're going to have a lot of fun this week. Thanks, everybody, for hanging out with us today. If you haven't liked and subscribed to the channel, please do so. Hit that thumbs up button before you get out of here if you haven't. We'll see you tomorrow here on the Anthony Gargano Show at 9 a.m. Thanks, everyone.
We all silly like the mayor.